Hello and welcome everybody to the Sunday GT3 and Porsche Cup main event here at TRACKILICIOUS. It's round 7 here at Watkins, Glen. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me today is none other than Daniel Verçosa. Dan, welcome.
Thanks for having me here, Mike. It's been quite a while, but glad to be back.
Absolutely. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Cannot wait here. We're going to have some lovely racing tonight. We got 2 races ahead of you. I think we have 3 races ahead of you tonight, as it's going to be a 30-45 doubleheader this time around here at Watkins Glen. Of course, this is the penultimate round of the championship. Next week, we are going to be heading over to Bathurst to close it out for the holiday season. Of course, happy holidays to everyone. Hope everyone's having a lovely time so far. I know we're not quite there yet, but everyone's celebrating awfully early. I know it's an American tradition as well, I'm sure, elsewhere. But welcome, everyone. I see we have Rally Dutchy, Vadik Udstitsiev, and Lizzie in chat. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. I am thrilled tonight, Dan, as we have currently 13 drivers out on this Porsche Cup grid, but as well for the main event tonight in the GT3s. Well, looking ahead here tonight, I gotta say, tons of action. What are you looking forward to most?
We do have a couple of ties in the standings, as I can see here. Alex Alfonso and Vadik are tied for 70 points. And I'm very, very eager to see now back in the booth how that will play out.
Most certainly, as it's going to be very tight in this Porsche Cup. Alex Alfonso currently in the lead, technically, tied though for P1. Braden Pfeiffer 5 points behind, and Hubert Pastuska 1 point behind Brandon. So the championship here in the Porsche Cup League, especially coming down to the wire here. But I gotta say, as we head down into this session to start watching some of these laps that we're going to be seeing on the board, Dan, we're already seeing some absolute flyers. Lucas Lichten currently pole position with a 1:48.3, just about. Going to be a bit of a hindrance on this lap.
Not quite the line you expect.
Most certainly not. Not have stream quality options anymore, really. I still have stream quality options, Rally.
Let me try opening on my phone, see if it shows.
Fascinating. As we can hear these lovely Porsche Cup engines, 4.0 liter naturally aspirated Boxer flat 6 engines, generating about 510 brake horsepower, 470 newton meters of torque. Quite the straight line speed bullet, but in terms of the cornering speed, of course, well, A, lacking traction control, and B, lacking the downforce that some of these GT3 cars have. It can be quite a bit of a handful, these cars. Very fun to drive, though, Dan. I know you're a bit more experienced with them than me.
Oh, yeah. Watkins is very pleasant in the Porsche, mainly because of the curves. They're pretty flat. And even on the bus stop, it's not something... It's not a track that the suspension works too much. But you do see the lack of aero in these Porsche Cups when it comes to the speed that you have to take the bus stop, for example.
Most certainly. Also, massive shout out to Darren Thomas Snoopy in chat. Happy birthday to you, brother. A big member of our community, very fast driver. I know there is one other driver in here that I have been told to wish a happy birthday, but I'm a bad streamer and didn't write it down. I will find that out.
Happy birthday, Darren!
Yes, happy birthday, Darren. I'm not gonna sing for you. I'll save you the. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Mike, I do see on my phone that we only have 1080.
So that's a Twitch. Interesting. So Twitch must have changed that. That's very unfortunate. I'm not sure why they would have done that. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you can't do 2 things at once now on your phone. Fair enough. But no, that sucks. Apologies to the mobile users. Hopefully that gets changed. I don't think there's anything I can do. If there is, please let me know. I'm just trying to find who it was that also had a birthday. That's going to bother me. I will find it, I promise. I will not give up. Though I'm definitely in the wrong chat because I'm too far back. As we have it, though, the checkered flag has fallen. Brandon Pfeiffer on pole position. Was it Andrew Casey? Might have been. I don't remember. That doesn't sound right, but now I don't want to sound like a jerk. I'll find it. It's in one of the chats. I know I was added, so I should be able to find it, but I'm bad with Discord. As we have, though, the qualifying coming down to a close. Brandon Pfeiffer here returning to the pits. A few more drivers left to complete. Tony Danzig. Thank you, Darren. Thank you so much. Yes, Tony Danzig as well. Happy birthday. And the big ol' 6-0 for Darren Thomas. What am I saying, big ol'? He's basically a kid. Tony Danzig as well. I'm not sure. I can't remember the age on Tony, but happy birthday to everyone out there. Oh, no, Lizzie. I was wondering that, actually. I was going to ask you, because I've, not seen you in the past few races. The noobs activity, I feel like the noobs have dropped off in the past few races. Very unfortunate to see. But yeah, very unfortunate. I hope you're doing all right with that sickness. I went down to Atlanta just recently, and I came back, well, sick as well. So I'm still currently, I have a nice tea with me. I see we have a hydrate there from One Bigly earlier. I'm going to take a nice sip of tea, as it's at its very optimum temperature currently. As we wait for the session to transition over, we'll head back to the booth. Why not? While we wait, 47.4 for the pole position here tonight. If you guys do want to see more, of course, !pitwall. I don't have a thing for it. That's kind of amateur. Welcome, yes. Hello, everybody. I'll get the hydrate. It's my tea. Some may say that's a coffee mug, Mike. I don't really care. It's got tea in it. I promise.
It's a thermal mug. That's what matters.
Is it a is this thermal? It's just kind of a ceramic mug. I wouldn't call it much thermal.
Okay.
Stroker, how's it going?
Oh my god, Stroker, stop it. That's Sapien, by the way, Ricardo Sapien.
What are your thoughts on microwaving water? Stroker.
He's one to microwave water to make coffee.
Well, I microwave water to make tea. What? Is this a problem?
It may. We may have to break our relationship soon, Mike.
It takes 2 minutes to microwave water to have a cup of tea. Like, I don't see the problem here.
Okay, let's go to the grid. We can discuss this later.
Sounds good. As we have it, well, the cameramen here need to change their filters. Very professional of them to do it live. That's how we go. We can get a little bit of bloom. As we have it here, though, starting off in the front row is going to be the number 977 driver of Lucas Lichten, starting off there in the first position. Next to him, Brandon Pfeiffer, the number 22 in P2 in the Pfeiffer GT. Behind him in row 2, Alex Andre Afonso, the 999 in P3, with Vedika Stitsiev, the number 73, Stitsiev Autosports in P4. Christian Tenorio going to be in the Intercontinental number 7. Lovely. You're going to take a bite out of this grid here at some point. The dinosaur-inspired livery there for Christian in P5. George Elmer, the Sim Nut Racing, going to be in P6 for the 23 driver, with Lucas Mind, the Lil Brazilian, joining us once again here tonight, the 171 R2A2 Brazilian driver in P7. Will Stewart, 8th position, the number 127. Going to be lined up next to the likes of Romaldo Jr. in the R2A2 sister car there to Lucas Mind, the number 46. Next to him in P10, rounding out our top 10, the 253 of Jacob Church, One Bigly. Thank you so much, Jacob Church. I think I missed it. I don't even think I said it. For the $10 dono. Thank you so much, Jacob Church, on the grid here tonight. Absolute legend. A flash of the headlights on top of it. I love it. Jan Stam in P11, the number 10 Dutch driver in the Porsche Motorsports Porsche, with Stefania Blaskovic, the Polish-Canadian, in P12, the number 53 Porsche Motorsports. And last but not least, Rally Dutchy, the 621 Street Animals, lined up here in lucky number 13. Let's hope Raleigh has a bit more luck there on the cards for that. As we have it, though, the drivers going to be getting ready and underway here tonight. You can see to begin their outlap here, and Dan, the outlap here at Watkins Glen, 3.4 miles, a very quick track with 11 corners. We're going to see some action here tonight.
Yes, indeed, Mike. And we see Alex Afonso and Vadik up on the second row. We're gonna see how they'll tackle the front here. I'm really eager to see that.
As Brandon Pfeiffer has been an absolute, just on a tear lately, to be fair. He's been rapid as all can be, gaining positions like no one else. We'll see if he can take it to the likes of Lucas Lichten here tonight. Before we get into this, though, we are going to take a look here at our calendar. Heading on, and energy as well. Just taking a look here at chat, catching up. Energy being thrown the way there. Oh my goodness, I've missed so much chat. Holy smokes. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We have Felipe Gabriels cheering on Lucas Lichten. We have Stroker. We got Zane Blisket, Live Solus. We have Nightbot, of course, one Bigley as well. And Vadik in chat. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're all having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning. Here we have the rest of our calendar for the rest of the year. Any of the events that I mentioned are always available on SimGrid. Link there in chat. GT4 Rookies, though, that's going to be tomorrow. Still, if you are interested in that league, there is only going to be 2 more races left, but it's still worth a sign-up. In fact, all these are. GT4 Open as well. 40 minutes of a GT4 Sprint. And our Thursday GT3 Reverse Grid. Up next, going to be at the Nürburgring for the grand finals there. All of our leagues, as I said, coming to a bit of a close as we move on to the GT3. And what we see here, of course, the penultimate round. We have a 35-minute sprint ahead of us tonight for the Porsche Cups with 1 mandatory pit stop, 25-second fixed time, no mandatory tires, optional if they would like. GT3s, similar boat, 30-45 doubleheader, though instead. Same pit rules, though, apply. Here at Watkins Glen next week at Bathurst, the driver is going to have to tackle the mountain. And of course, as well, we have one special event left before we hit that holiday break at the Max Rain at Britain at Silverstone. Maximum weather conditions. You can't even go flat out in a straight line at the Hangar Straight. It is so much fun. If you guys are willing to tackle a challenge for 2020 doubleheader, that is definitely a race to take a look at. As we pop down back into the grid here, the field, we can see the drivers lining up. And Lucas has been on a tear lately. Do you think he has what it takes to take the win? I know we had last week Dan Vadik taking the win, but who do you think has it this time around?
Lucas, for this season, as I saw in the standings, I wasn't here for those who were just watching. I wasn't here for the start of this season, but Lucas has been not at the front as much, I would say. He was P4 and P5 on the first and second rounds. Thanks for the drop round here. But I do think that on Watkins, he may come on top because I have raced with him on the GT4 race. He was exceptional. So he may take the win. There's a high chance here.
I feel like consistency has really been the problem for Lucas Lichten in the past, and he needs to just really get that beast under control that is this Porsche Cup car, of course. The Porsche 911 GT3 Cup, the 2021 variant. And as we come around the final quarter now, the drivers lined up 2x2 Noah's Ark formation. Lucas Lichten on pole position with Brandon Pfeiffer lined up next to him. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Next to me is Daniel Verçosa as we get ready to go green here. It's going to be the dirty line for the P1 sitter. Lucas there onto the marbles. Who's going to get the better start as we go green, green, green? And Alex Afonso almost goes straight into the back there of Lucas Lichten, causing him to lift off. That's going to allow Vadik down the inside. We're 3 wide into the very fast first corner. Vadik challenging Lucas Lichten on the outside. He's managed to get by Brandon Pfeiffer. Nicely done so far. Now trailing him by 0.2 of a second as they come into the S's. The overtaking opportunities not really there. As we come now back though, Dan, onto the long straight. Will he make a lunge into the inner loop?
There's a toe here, and he's coming. He's approaching, but I don't think it will. It is way too dangerous.
Oh my goodness, I thought for a moment there Christian Tannerio was going to take the nose off of Alex Afonso. Thankfully, nothing happening. In fact, we are green, green, green. Not a single yellow flag to be had here at the first part of the lap. Of course, heading now into the shoe. Following here along with Afonso as he chases down Christian Tannerio. Currently, Brandon Pfeiffer getting a bit out of shape, Lucas Lichten in the front there getting a bit out of shape, allowing Vadik really to climb all over the back of him. So far, though, not able to make a move. Coming now down into the toe, heading towards the heel Andre Alex Afonso. Also, though, another driver that we haven't mentioned just yet, Lucas Mind. He's up one position, made an overtake there onto George Elmer. A bit of a sleeper here tonight.
Yeah, I really want to see his consistency here on Lucas Mind. Oh, speaking about Vadik, by the way, I think Lucas is being very pressured with the move that Vadik nailed on that first turn. That was insane. A 3 wide, no one would expect that. And he nailed it.
That was, of course, all down to the start there from Andre Alex Afonso. He nearly took Lucas out, which it was just a slow start there from Lucas, or maybe not even a slow start. I think that was just a smashing start from Andre. He managed to get that power down brilliantly. And Vadik, though, the real winner there, of course, as he took advantage of the tense situation. We unfortunately see there a drive-through penalty being picked up for Stefania Blaskovic. I'm imagining that's for an out-of-place grid position. That's probably going to be the end here of her race. Going to be put her down quite far the field, unfortunately, and that will not be her mandatory pit stop either.
Yeah, that was speed at the start, actually. I saw it on the UI. It's a shame.
That will cost her only 27 seconds, actually, so maybe not out of the race completely. Oh my goodness, Andre pushing the limits there into the barrier. He definitely clipped that. Managing to keep it under control. Let's see if we can catch a replay of what led up to that. Was there contact? I don't think so. As we follow along, Brandon Pfeiffer behind here. Andre drifting wide. He's on the throttle the whole time. He didn't clip the wall. Wow, he must have came inches from the barrier there. That was so tight. Managing to keep it clean, though, and Andre keeps his foot in the throttle. Jan Stam, yellow flag, dropping down the field.
Oh, what happened here?
Seems to be self-inflicted. Oh, too much throttle. Back end stepping out. The car behind not knowing what to do, but doing nothing, and that was the right thing. Oh, very sketchy there. The R2A2 managing to get by, and more damage being picked up for Jan. Oof. 3 hits to the barrier in total. 4 hits to the barrier in total. This is a battle here. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
The Porsche customer services will not like that.
No, most certainly not. Romaldo Jr. there getting by Jacob Church, relinquishing him back down to his starting position. Brandon Pfeiffer is going backwards at the start. Starting in P2, all the way down to P5 already. Even after...
He may make a move here, actually.
He may, but the thing is, I always say it, the inner loop is such a dangerous corner to go for a move on. Everyone thinks you have the run, but it's you have to be elbows out and decisive, but you need to be fully alongside. That's the key thing. You have to have the respect from the driver. If not, they're just going to close the gap every single time.
And the variable here is the size of the curb on the bus stop. That's what makes the whole corner, the whole apex situation here to nail that overtake. Oh, something for Alex here. He did clip the grass for a bit.
Brandon Pfeiffer able to capitalize, relinquishing the Portuguese driver down 1 position. Brandon, can he make that podium back up? I see in chat we also have Lucas and a very German word. I'm not sure what that translates to. I hope it's all right. And also RDA Foey, oh, my apologies. Foey, supporting the little Brazilian. Lucas Mind out on track. Means Speedmaster? Oh my goodness. I would love to know how to pronounce that.
That is a bit too long to say for just Speedmaster. That's a very long word. Jesus. Wow, Alex Afonso wanting the position back.
Geschwindigkeitsmeister. Is that close, Felipe? That's the only attempt I'm giving, but I had to try. Race ace. Germans have such a funny sense of humor. I gotta say, I love German translations sometimes. That was close enough. I'm assuming that wasn't. I think the first part was all right, but the middle part I definitely butchered. Irrelevant of extremely hard to pronounce words, the Speedmeister up at the front, Lucas Lichten leading the way, the 977 German driver driving from Germany. It's going to be a late night for him.
In a German car.
In a German car. This is the basically most German championship we could possibly have, and how could Lucas Lichten not be leading?
Yeah, he does seem to have the consistency, but Vadik has the fastest lap, so that's pretty interesting to see how that overtake may turn out.
What has happened here to Brandon Pfeiffer? He's dropped 2 positions in about 1 corner here. This is Andre Alex Afonso with a move around the outside, a lovely move, and the 171 there just following him through. Lucas Mind very handedly side by side still through the corner, and really just not much of a fight there from Brandon.
No incidents whatsoever, was just a matter of taking a different line, I guess.
Okay.
Ooh. Lively rear from Lucas Mind. Pfeiffer may capitalize on this. He does. Or not.
He's sticking with it. This is that crucial part. He is fully by, I was going to say. Never mind. Take back what I was about to say. Is it done, though? Yes, it is. It's such a hard corner to make an overtake happen into, unless you're... Whoa!
Oh.
Christian! Oh, careful! Manages to keep it mostly under control. Drops quite a few positions, though. Resumes side by side. Takes out George Elmer. Massive hit to the barrier. And my goodness, that is some massive damage. We need to go back and see that. I don't know if we are going to catch the whole thing here. Good.
Yeah, that wasn't just physical damage from that incident. Probably some emotional damage as well. Honestly, he was holding it quite beautifully, actually. But just that very bit, a little bit too methodical. Like,
he loses
it into George Elmer.
That'll most certainly be looked at by the stewards, I have no doubt. Also, Jeff Master likes to point out that that is a totally made-up word that no one has spoken out loud before. You love trolls in chat. Thank you so much, Felipe Gabriel. You're an absolute legend. Also, thank you, Jeff, for pointing out that I have, yes, now just basically made a fool of myself. This is Lucas Mind, though, on the charge here, and Dan, I think he is going for it.
Yeah, I think there's a chance here with the toe into the bus stop. Let's see. He tackles it beautifully. He's matching that photo. Keep it pinned into the toe of Brandon. No, not yet. Just not yet. He does have high chances here. But it's just not quite. You see the suspension, the stiff suspension from the Porsche Cup. It just keeps bouncing and bouncing on that huge curve from the bus stop. He breaks onto that little manhole thingy into the chute, onto the boot. And the gap seems to be widening.
Careful there.
And Brandon Pfeiffer.
Be careful talking about manhole covers, Dan. Chat might get a little excited. You never know.
Wait, what? What's with chat? What is this?
I was referencing the F1 race, but all right.
Oh, okay.
Not sure where your mind went there. Also, the only words that you know of that have long... Wait, the only language that you know of that has long words is Cyrillic. Doesn't Welsh... Welsh has some pretty absurd words, if I'm not mistaken. What is that one Welsh word? Or Welsh town? Hang on. Long name, Welsh town. Yeah! Llanfairpwllgynlil. In Wales.
Okay, just back to the manhole talk, Mike. I thought that you were talking about the fastest man-made object to leave Earth.
What are you? You know, Dan's a bit of a rocket scientist himself, so let's just not question where his mind goes.
That was not me. That was actually, I think it was something with NASA, with a rocket launch. Or was it a nuclear test? I think it was a nuclear test that they tried something in the 70s, 80s, and
what are you talking about, man?
The impact from the explosion made a manhole fly in like Mach 10, I don't know, speeds, and it just flew up to space and it probably disintegrated.
Chat, do you hear this guy?
I can get you this. I am not insane. Chat, if someone knows what I'm talking about, please.
Chad, I don't think anyone.
Operation.
I don't think anyone knows what you're talking about here, man. That's insane. Also, I was just talking about the manhole cover that wrecked Carlos Sainz's car. Now we're talking about nuclear missile programs. Like, Dan, we have gone so far off the rails at this point. Like, this is...
Look, it is... TRACKILICIOUS is also knowledge, okay? It's future. We have to bring the historic facts up on the table to keep the fans entertained, as well as we see Lucas Mine losing the rear bit back there.
Yeah, back on track. Lucas Mine currently 2.5 seconds behind, and yes, that is from live. The Brazilian coming out of you there a little bit, Dan. And oh no, asking the Brazilians to come take you back. My apologies. He's already in Brazil. We can't make that dream a reality.
I wish I was taken from here, though.
Goodness. No comment. But back on to Brandon Pfeiffer. Andre Alex Afonso. Can he hold on? He's held the podium position so far. He's stayed from where he started. The start of the race in P3. Now, we started the race with 13 drivers. We're down 2. Wow, that would have been bold.
Yes.
Oh, but that's an error from Andre there, and that's going to allow Brandon Pfeiffer through easily, and that... Oh no! Hits the barrier hard, rejoins in front of Lucas Mine. Lucas reads side by side now onto the outer loop. Is Andre going to be able to hold it? He still has damage on that car, remember, and no, he gets overtaken. Now that, Dan, is exact. No, Lucas.
Yeah, a live example for the Porsche Cup stiff spec suspension.
Oh, a huge send from Andre. There's contact. Oh. Lucas Mine with a drift, but he catches the car. Nicely done. Lucas Mine, the little Brazilian, takes P4, but I'm not sure it's done just yet.
Yeah, that may have not been enough room for an overtake, but yeah, we'll see if the stewards will get something out of that.
20 minutes and 41 seconds left here. The R2A2 taking the podium. No, not the podium yet. Can he catch up with Brandon? That's the question. Brandon Pfeiffer 6 seconds up the road. It's quite the ask. Vadik Stitsiev not able to keep up with Lucas Lichten. Lucas has been absolutely dominant so far and just taking off in this race.
Yeah, he does have the fastest lap now with 1:47.9. Jesus. And we've got to keep in mind that the track conditions are set to optimum now. So, nail those laps away.
A very warm temp as well. 34-degree track temp, 26 ambient. It's quite... You need to keep the tires and the brakes there managed, at least. Open the brake ducts up maybe one more tick than you otherwise would. But other than that, especially at Watkins Glen, it's such a high-speed circuit, though. You're really putting a lot of energy into those wheel wells, and that can allow those tires to heat up, and you need to be careful as, whoa, big drift there. Andre trying to negotiate, or rather, just try to make that damage work whatsoever, and he's struggling to do so. There is one mandatory pit stop, and I'm surprised, Dan, that we don't see him come in just yet.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we may see him getting into the pits just now. By the end of this lap.
Rally Dutchy has found the back of Stefania Blaskovic here. I mentioned earlier, Stefania, with the drive-through penalty, 30 seconds. I wasn't expecting too much, but she's already made the position up over Rally Dutchy. Great drive so far from the Polish-Canadian driver in the number 53 Porsche Motorsports Porsche 911 GT3. It's such a mouthful. Why can't Porsche just name a car like a Huracan or something like that?
Lots of numbers. But yeah, Stefania with a recovery drive. Pretty nice to see.
Vadik, surprisingly, our first driver in tonight. Second, actually. George Elmer has already made his stop.
I would say with the amount of pushing levels that Vadik is doing, it may have consumed his rubber way too much coming to the pits for perhaps changing tires as well.
We'll see on that one. 5 seconds added in the pit lane. You know, I'm not sure that's going to be too much of a benefit. I say that every time, and it seems like I'm wrong every time, though. So pretty much just do the opposite of what Mike says, and you'll probably be okay. We'll see what the drivers have in store for us. Oh, and Vadik did not change his pressures from quali. Now, that's something I was kind of hinting on earlier, is the blistering track temps out there. Now, Vadik, he had his tires optimum for a very cold track. We had qualifying at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, 5 a.m. Therefore, he had to overpressure his tires, and now coming into this track, his tires, he's basically driving around on balloons for the past, well, 17 minutes.
Yeah, not on anyone, but merits were merits due. He was keeping a second place with those pressures. So imagine if he had optimum pressures all around.
He probably could have taken it to the likes of Lucas Lichten if that was the case. Now, obviously, that means that Vadik is going to have to take tires with that message, and yes, it does. We can see his pit time there reflecting it, spending about 33 seconds stationary compared to Lucas Mind, who is now 12 seconds behind, with a 5-second gain there in the pit stop alone. The driver is going to need to be wary of the drive-through penalties. Practice your pit entries. As I always say, this track was made back in 1956 and unchanged from 1971. Now, what that means is there's a very old... What the heck?
Oh.
I thought I heard an engine revving up very highly. What has happened here? Jacob Church has found a bit of a parking spot here on the side of Watkins Glen as the back end there refuses to do what the front end wants. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Jacob puts it in reverse and floors it. So now, how has he ended up here now? Jacob?
I was about to say it was safe, but yeah, he just returned to pits. Oh, he does seem to have damage.
I think that's a pressure issue there as well. I think that there is some sort of mechanical grip problem that car... Oh, that's just Jacob trying to get out of the way. I mean, fair play. As, yeah, we see the R2A2 getting out of the way. Jacob there, unfortunately, retiring to the pits here. We'll see if he comes back out. It'll be 2.5 minutes, though, if he does rejoin. Now, here we go, Dan. This is what we're looking for. Brandon Pfeiffer did not take tires. Vadik did. We're going to have a little bit of a scrap here. Vadik is going to have more grip. He's also been out of the pits for longer, meaning his tires are up to temperature.
Yes, and we see the reflection of that plus 5 seconds on the pits. He's lost a position, but maybe worth it to the end of the race. 15 minutes left. He may get the position from Brandon. We'll see. Let's hang in here.
He needs to get this position, and he needs to get it soon if he wants any chance of taking this win here today, Vadik. He has the pace to challenge the likes of Lucas Lichten, and now on those fresh tires on proper temperatures, he will be able to really stick it to him. But the thing is that Watkins Glen, overtaking doesn't come too often. He's going to have a look into the heel, inside line being had, but no, he backs out.
That is close. That is close. It can happen at any moment.
I think
a lot of pressure.
He's coming back. Outside? He's not done yet. He is going fully along the outside there. Brandon Pfeiffer, you can see the slip from Vadik's car. He is hot on that throttle as early as he can, staying onto the outside, sticking with Brandon Pfeiffer. They're going to go side by side for about 6 corners, and Vadik takes it from him. Now that is the advantage of new tires versus old.
Yeah, that's the classic Vadik bold behavior on track. Being too wide on past, 3 turns, 4 turns? That was insane. And I always enjoy to watch on the fights, but Dick Nails.
And chat agreeing handedly. Sweet and some dang good racing. Yes, indeed. This is incredible stuff for the GT3s. Now, of course, chat, this is not everything here tonight. We have one 35-minute race here. But up next, we have our GT3 main event. We're going to have quite a few more drivers out on the grid on this same track in GT3 cars, tackling it with a 30-45 doubleheader. Same pit rules are going to be applied. So definitely no shortage of action to come here in the near future. And of course, Mike Nause in the booth, Daniel Verçosa, along with you the entire way.
No, Mike. The moment that the viewers were waiting for, the Operation Plum Bob is the name of the event where the manhole flew away. Operation Plum Bob. I'm gonna type in chat.
You gonna link a Wikipedia article? Oh my goodness, Daniel. Daniel, this is a racing stream.
I'm just gonna leave it for those who wanna know, wanna Google about it. I'm not going insane, I promise. Or even any more insane. Okay.
Hey Jeff, you have a great rest of your night, or morning, I suppose.
TJ chat.
This is a great question from TJX in chat. Is TRACKILICIOUS going to be hosting all new leagues starting in January? Yes, we are. Dates are yet to be confirmed. Tracks are yet to be confirmed. Now, however, that's a great reminder, actually. If you are a server supporter and in any way, and you aren't in the server supporter channel, or you already are, first off, if you aren't, message Eric Costing, he'll make sure that gets taken care of, and I'm sure you probably already are if you are a server supporter. Nonetheless, the voting is up. Track votes are up for next season, so if you do want to get involved in that, of course, our Patreons are all going to be open to that. Any, I think, server boosters, I don't know the exact details of every, but I think in server supporters in general, you guys are all welcome to vote for our next string of tracks.
Yeah, I think it's Discord, Booster, Patreons, and even Twitch.
Yes, of course, and Twitch. Yes, obviously. Thank you all, of course, to all of our Twitch subs.
Yeah, and we had a variable this last week that was the GT2 DLC teaser. And pretty excited to see how we'll handle a series from that class.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a league when that happens as well. Now, I know we have, of course, the rumors of January for those GT2s. Now, I hope it, trust me, I hope it comes in January. I'm just keeping my expectations realistic. I'm not, not going to bank everything on that. We'll see. But nonetheless, thank you very much, Jeff Master 82 for the follow. Thank you so much as well. It's sticking up till 2 a.m. Gonna head over and watch the SNF game. What is the SNF game?
I think it's Sunday night.
Oh, yes! There you go. That makes sense. Leave it to the Brazilian to tell the American what his country's sport is.
Yeah. Look at that.
And chat immediately lighting me up. Yes, yes, thank you, TJ. TJ backing me up.
Yeah, back on the league topic, the GT2 DLC will release on January, but with TRACKILICIOUS, we usually don't start series as soon as the DLC releases, because we leave some time for people to buy the DLC, have the condition to buy the DLC and everything. Then we probably, by the end of January, start of February, there should be a GT2 league coming up. We'll see.
And I'm sure it'll be quite popular. Everyone's going to be loving to see it. I can't wait to see a KTM out on track that can travel faster than a lawnmower. It's going to be real exciting. Now, is that car going to be good? I don't know, but I am going to drive it. That's all I know.
But it's the most unique for sure. And the Brabham? I don't know how to pronounce
yeah,
it
Brabham.
as well. Those are the two cars that I'm really looking forward to.
And of course, the Nordschleifer also being released soon enough. That'll be a little bit later, I think. They are separating those DLCs for whatever reason, I guess just because one's ready, fair enough. Jacob Church is really struggling this time around. There's a yellow flag there that I just saw again for our current P last driver. Sticking with it, though, to the end, which you love to see. Going to make that checkered flag in the next 8 minutes. Our current race leader, Romaldo Jr. in the R2A2 Motorsports, yet to pit, with 24 seconds separating Lucas Lichten, who will take the lead of this race. Vadik Stitsiev on new tires, 6 seconds behind Lucas Lichten. Looking at the lap times, also 8/10 quicker for Vadik. This battle may not be done just yet between Vadik and Lucas. Brandon Pfeiffer, though, keeping Vadik honest in P4. There's about 1 second separating those two drivers, and any mistake will be capitalized on there by Brandon. Alexandre Afonso in 5th, Lucas Mine in 6th, Will Stewart 7th, George Elmer in 8th, Stefania Blaskovic in 9th, and Rally Dutchy to round out our top 10 with Jacob Church in P last.
Stefania capitalizing on one more position up the grid. Really happy to see that.
Yeah, it's been a great job so far, Stefania. I think also in the GT3s as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, got a lot of work ahead of her tonight. Some of these drivers I know, I think George Elmer as well, Andre Alex Afonso, all drivers that participate as well in the GT3 series. They have, well, it's quite a bit of driving. A 35-minute race, followed up by a 30-minute race, not to mention, in fact, 20-minute qualifying. Then another qualifying and another race. That's quite the night for a Sunday night heading into a work week.
Yeah, summing that up is around 2-3 hours of racing.
Brandon Pfeiffer back on the charge towards Vadik, keeping that gap consistent at about a second, not able really to close it too much. Romaldo going for the serious overcut. He is currently still leading, 23 seconds now, the gap. Vadik closing it down to 5. He needs to put in a bit more pace. That is not going to be good enough. I say that. It's a second a lap difference. Literally an entire 1.1 seconds between Vadik and Lucas. And he is doing everything he can. He may catch, but will he overtake, though, Dan?
Oh, yeah. He was 9/10 faster than Lucas this lap. Even though he was a little bit on the oversteer side, because we saw Brandon Pfeiffer catching up 2/10 in this last lap. Anything can happen. 6 minutes left. We'll see. There's a lot of racing to go.
Most certainly is. P1 yet to be decided. The drivers behind that, from P5 downwards, it's looking fairly stable. I don't think we're going to see too many position changes from Andre Alex Afonso down. But up above that, that is really anyone's game. Romaldo Jr. still yet to pit. He needs to do that very soon. Definitely will not be taking tires, as was the typical strategy. I think the only driver that really did take tires was Vadik, mainly because of his problem, and also Andre Alex Afonso, interestingly enough, did take tires.
I was just about to mention, Mike, Alex Afonso with the tire change just nailed the fastest lap of the race with a 47.8. So if anything happens on the top 3, battling it out, maybe Alex Afonso will be able to capitalize.
It'll be a tough ask. He's 10 seconds behind currently, but any error from Brandon is going to be the issue. Of course, Brandon, one spin. These cars, something that we haven't really hammered home as much as we normally do. No traction control. They do have ABS, but these cars, a very slippery rear end, as we've seen time and time again.
And the traction control is not much of an issue on Watkins Glen, mainly because there's a lot of high-speed corners. But when you get to the chute, the hill, the toe, the boot, it is a little bit sketchy.
That is a very good point, actually, as this track, 11 corners, 6 to the left, 5 to the right. Very, very high speed. Every single corner, you're just sending it into, and that means that your tires are keeping up to speed for most of the part. You're not delivering all of the power to once to those rear tires with no traction control. Of course, 510 brake horsepower going directly to your wheels. Well, that can only result in one thing typically if you're stationary. We saw that earlier from Jacob Church, unfortunately.
Exactly. But in contrast, when you see the second half
Whoa.
of the ooh.
Sorry to interrupt there, Dan, but Brandon Pfeiffer and Vadik Insitsiev, I'm not sure what has happened to Vadik here, but he is slipping off the pace. Brandon Pfeiffer holding the inside line now as they head into the heel. Gonna be a little earlier on the brakes than Vadik, but still sticking with them side by side.
Oh.
Vadik with a massive slip of the rear end. Sticking with it, though, onto the throttle very early. Keeping with it. Switchback attempt here from Brandon Pfeiffer. And it looks like it's gonna be done. Brandon Pfeiffer with a textbook overtake.
Oh my god, that was a sweet switcheroo. Super GT will be so proud of this.
Vadik, I know Vadik, and he is going to be coming right back here at Brandon Pfeiffer. He's going to have fire in his eyes in the next 2 laps here, maybe 3 laps.
Fuming. He just has to have his head down, because I know he's a bit temperamental when it comes to battling it out on track. Just don't lose the rear end, for the love of God.
I think that might have been what put him in that position in the first place, so needs to be careful. And he has new tires, that's the thing. He shouldn't be suffering grip-wise to the likes of Brandon Pfeiffer. Brandon has had the same set of tires for the entire 35 minutes. Vadik putting on a new set halfway through. We still have yet to see, by the way, Romaldo Jr. come into the pits, the crazy Brazilian up at the front here in the R2A2.
Okay, do respect that strategy, okay?
That's true.
I have done that countless times.
Yes, you have, Dan. Now that you're bringing back memories, yeah. Not necessarily the best strategy, but it is a strategy nonetheless.
It does give us more content.
It does.
I was doing it for you, for the content, for your sake.
Yes. I mean, also, you got to say that you've led a race. You know, Lucas Lichten taking away from his stat card there. Of course, that's what every driver cares about, is their stat card. No, not really. I'm obviously kidding. Vadik, though, what does he have left in the tank? Romaldo Jr. is in the pits here on the final lap. Lucas Lichten will resume the lead of this race. Brandon Pfeiffer 4.5 seconds behind. The gap has closed. It was 6.5 seconds at one point. At 4.5, though, I don't see that closing down in this final lap. Sticking with it, though, Brandon Pfeiffer, he has a bigger task at hand, and that is to keep Vadik behind.
And to keep the car under control.
Yeah,
that's always a factor.
It's a good point. You know, it's typically helpful. And the timing sheets still have not said that Romaldo's coming. I assure you, though, he has.
Oh, yeah, he's in the pits.
As we follow, though, on this final lap, Vadik Insitsiev heading into the inner loop. He's running out of corners here to gain a position. Wow, big slip of the rear end again. I think Vadik is just overdriving that car a little bit here tonight at Watkins. Now, of course, I know we had a little comment earlier about future leagues. If you guys are interested in future leagues, as I said, we don't currently have a calendar. However, if you guys are interested, you should head over to our SimGrid as well as our Discord, where we will have all the notifications posted as soon as all of our leagues are up and ready to go. Both those links there in chat as well as down in the bio. Massive thank you to everyone for joining us here. We're closing out the race 1 tonight. We still have the GT3 main event to come, as well as a brief intermission. So definitely look forward to the intermission. It's going to involve you guys, so don't go anywhere. As we have it, though, the 977, Lucas Lichten, is going to come around the final corner now and take his first race win of this season. Lucas Lichten to the line for P1. Nicely done, the German driver, with Brandon Pfeiffer behind in second, the number 22 car, and Vadik Insitsiev in P3. A valiant charge and a valiant attempt, but thwarted at the end by Brandon. We also have Andre Alex Afonso coming to the line in fourth. Lucas Mind here, coming across the final corner now to the line in fifth. And with a few more drivers left to finish, Will Stewart pretty much in sixth, Romaldo Jr. in seventh, George Elmer eighth, Stefan Blaskovic ninth, Rally Dutchy in 10th, and Jacob Church in 11th. What a race it's been, though. Race 1 here tonight, complete. Up next, of course, we will have some race or post-race interviews, hopefully. Lucas Lichten, Brandon Pfeiffer, as well as Vadik and Stitsiev. Hopefully we can land them in the interview room.
Yeah, what a drive. The top 4 were considerably close. We saw Alex also catching 2 seconds by the end of the race. And I don't know what happened with Lucas, but Brandon caught up quite a bit. 3.4 seconds. Or 2.5. Let's round that up. So Vadik's on the green room.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Why don't we head on into some post-race replays, head back to the booth. Welcome back, everybody. And we will get some post-race interviews underway here tonight. Who was that? It's a raiding party. That's Brandon Pfeiffer. Brandon, thank you so much for the raid, brother. I hope you had a great stream. Great race. If you do want to interview, you're still free to that for the, if you want to head on into the green room. We have Vadik currently sitting in there. Wait for, we'll just pull him in right now. And Dan, why don't you take this one away as we have here Vadik and Stitsiev taking a P3 here tonight.
Yeah, Vadik, awesome drive considering the lack of practice that you mentioned in chat and the adversities of the pressures on the tires that you couldn't get it right. Are you here, by the way? You're muted.
Yeah, I'm here.
But how did it feel overall in this 35 minutes of driving?
It was not the best. I don't know if I'm a fan of this track in the Porsche Cup. I didn't have any practice, so qualifying was my practice, and I didn't really like it, and then it just kind of carried over. It's just like, I don't know if it's just no traction control doesn't help or what, but the flow is kind of off there for me, so I just couldn't keep the pace up.
We know that the Porsche Cups don't have as much aero as the GT3s, but hopefully that was some practice for you coming up on the GT3 races.
Indeed. Yeah, by the way, at the end there, I messed up at the boot. I went a little too deep, and then I kind of overcorrected and went wide, and then Pfeiffer passed me. So
yeah, we saw it. It was a shame. But Brandon Pfeiffer, congratulations for your P2. How was it?
Thank you.
Very consistent. And we saw that there was a little bit of a ruckus, a few ruckuses on your rear mirror. And you just managed to keep that clear and have a very clean race overall.
Yeah. Start. I guess I'm not good at starts in Porsche Cup because I lost like 3 positions right off the bat again, just like Spa. But just kept it, clean for the most part. I had a few small slides and things like that in stint 1, but had a real good battle in stint 1. I forget with who it was, and then stint 2 with Vadik, just kind of going back and forth. We had a very similar pace, but we were both super clean. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed this very clean racing. It was great to watch. Congratulations, you both. We don't have Lucas in the green room.
It's unfortunate.
We're gonna have to skip and come to the best
to
part of the night.
Yes, indeed. The one of the best parts. Thank you so much. By the way, Vadik and Brandon in the green room. If you guys do want to head on over to the stream, we are going to have a little race. So if you want to participate with that as well. But yes, if you guys do want to, thank you so much. You guys are all free to go.
Now on to the important race.
Yeah, the important race. Yes, exactly. Yes, the important race is coming up, everybody.
The main show.
Yes. So be sure to join for that. Thank you guys so much. All right, and as we have it, that means it's time, everybody. It is, in fact, time. It's Stream Racer time, of course. Welcome, everyone. We got Lucas Mind. Thank you so much. We have as I was already got that. Okay, thank you all. As we head on down to the Stream Racer, if you guys all are interested in joining, exclamation mark race, and you can head on into this session. As we have it already, we can see. Did I update I don't think I updated the podium, did I? No, I didn't, did I? I'm a bad streamer. I didn't update it from last time around. I have a second podium. I finished in P3. But we have a few repeaters here joining us tonight, so hopefully I'll get that updated next time. But exclamation mark race for everyone that is interested in joining. I'll get in there as well. Why not? I don't have a Twitch picture. Man, that is so amateur of me. as we head on into the session. We'll have another minute here, guys. 1 minute on the clock before we head on. 59 minutes and counting. Exclamation mark race. And while we're in this race, exclamation mark boost, if you want to travel a little bit quicker. Now, of course, be careful using it because it will just, it's a boost that's continuous. The AIs aren't brilliant with it.
You're just going to rocket past a corner. You got to use it on a straight. Keep in mind.
Even on a straight, it can be a bit dangerous, but it is all in fun, of course. This is once, as Vadik said, the main event of tonight. No, not really, of course. We got 11 drivers here joining us. We got 30 seconds left. Exclamation mark race. We're up to 12 now. J-Man, welcome. J-Man joining us tonight. Wolf Brecky also joining us. Thank you all.
Just a quick message to Rally Dutchy. You didn't put an exclamation mark before the race, so make sure you do that again.
It actually, it'll work without it.
Did it work?
Yeah, that's how Nightbot gets in every now and then.
Oh.
You technically don't need the exclamation.
Okay, I retract my statement.
Here we have it, though, as we get ready to go green. J-Man on pole position, and he's off to us. He's sleeping at the wheel. He forgot to hit the gas. Immediately swarmed by 3 different drivers. Zane Blisket clipping inside. Oh, Vadik is off. Oh, my goodness, I'm almost off into the grandstands. Now, Live Solus into the lead, now getting bulldozed by Lizzie. Lizzie taking the lead early into this race, but taking it too early of a corner. Now getting a helping hand from Live as he goes with a boost down the straight. Exclamation mark boost, of course. Wolf Brecky now down the straight. We can see the drivers all battering each other out of the way for position. One Bigley, holy smokes, makes a lovely landing. Excellent job, but unfortunately is stranded off the track. Lizzie also joins him in his endeavors. Now, Stefania Blaskovic, is she going to land on the track? Yes, she is, but with a somersault and a half, she remains on her wheels. How did Dan land on the upper part of the track? Did you just cut the track, Dan?
The magic.
Where's it going to respawn you? Oh, it respawns you down here. Whoa, what a flip from me. That was a 10-point flip, but I'm getting overtaken by absolutely everybody. Stefania remains in the lead of this race. Live Solus behind. Vadik is off into the grass. Stefania clips the apex too early, unfortunate. Big boost from Lizzie and a huge collision into the wall. Oh my goodness. Definitely going to need to be... Oh, big wheelie from Live Solus trying to take the shortcut. A strategic choice there. We'll see if anybody can get the boost right and manage to take the shortcut. Dan approaching it. Not going to take it, as we see. That's Vadik. Oh my goodness, Vadik struggling. That is like his teammate there, the controller king of Jace, right? But as we have it, our current race leader, Live Solus, comes to the line and takes the win. Stefania Blaskovic in P2. And in third is Jacob Church. Lizzie in fourth. Behind that, Felipe Gabriel in fifth. We have Raleigh Dutchy in sixth. Wolf Brecky in seventh. Vadik coming home in eighth. Vadik in eighth, excuse me. Blisket in ninth. J-Man in 10th. I'm coming home in second to last. And last but not least is Dan the Man Verçosa.
Yeah, that was actually a very good track. Very balanced, with a lot of fights.
Yeah, of course, this map being the famous Mind Zone Grand... No, wait, hold on. This is Vroom Vroom? It's Vroom Vroom. Apologies. The map being Vroom Vroom, the famous circuit. Live Solus, though, takes the win. Stefania Blaskovic in P2, and one Bigley takes a P3. Excellent racing, excellent driving, very talented from everyone here tonight. Jace's wheel probably coming in January as well. Awesome. 1 out of 1, easy victory. There's a lot of beginner's luck in this league, that's for sure. It's pretty funny that you mentioned that, actually, as we head back. Oops, wait, yeah, I hit the right button. We're good. Head back to the booth. Welcome back, everybody. We'll head back over and see Mike beginner's luck. No, Jacob, you're 100% right. I doubted you at first, but I'm going to be honest. They must script it or something. I don't know. But that's just, how do you script that? That just seems so unscriptable. You can tell I'm a programmer, everybody. As we get ready, though, we'll head back into the next race. Easy 100% win rate. Live, just retire. You're only as good as your next or your last race. You just have to retire now. We get it, though. We're going to head into the main event here tonight. The GT3 main event. I already that was a bit redundant. What it is. Oh, it's very dark, and it's qualifying already. The cameramen gonna have to get in here, change their filters. And as we get back into the session here, get Pitwall reconnected. Of course, Pitwall is live over on !Pitwall. If you guys are interested. And it still has Stream Racer in the background. We can change that by Alt F4ing. J-Man, it didn't let you in? Ah, that's unfortunate. It didn't let you know what? Wait, hold on. Didn't let you know what? Into the Stream Racer race? That's unfortunate. Because if so, a Stream Racer is so much fun. I know everyone's coming to love that that segment, I guess you can call it at this point. It's a great idea. I think Eric came up with that one. The server? Message Eric Gakasian or Professor Chronotis on that. You might, or just at admins in the chat. You might be able to still make it in. I hope it's not an entry list issue. That's the thing. If it's an entry list issue, you might be out of it. Make sure you have the right car selected, obviously. I mean, I'm sure you do, but basic thing, just the basic rules there of rejoining the server. Hopefully it's not an entry list issue. Said wrong password? Well, do you have the right password? No offense, but I mean, I know there's ! Password in the Discord. I'm sure I'm sure you did everything right. I just, I gotta say my part, that's all. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Then I'd at admins in the chat. See what you can figure out.
When did you join, J-Man? Just to make sure that you didn't join just before the Porsche Cup race was set up, because that's an automated bot that we have. Oh yeah, I think we cannot generate a new intro list when it's already with qualifying going on.
Yeah,
so
not without restarting the server and having to reset everything.
So I think you have to miss out this round.
Well, we'll see. Hang on. We'll see. Like I say, I'd at an admin, make sure you're... as Dan said, when did you sign up? That is the key thing. Because I'm assuming you signed up before that. I'd message an admin. Like I said, that's your best bet there. You might be able to make it in still. Chronotis currently in the pit lane. I know he doesn't want to do or doesn't like to get messaged, but 3 to 4 days ago. Yeah, you should be fine then. I'd message an admin.
Oh, actually, Mike, I do see here. Jamin, are you Justin Melilio?
Yes.
Because his list is as a reserve, the registration on SimGrid.
He should be able to make it in. No, as a reserve, you should be able to make it in as a reserve. Should be all good. Like I say, I'd just message an admin in the chat, in the GT3 chat. That's your best bet. Stephen Buckley there, taking a bit of an unoptimal line.
Which one was?
Yeah, sorry, I was just
Eric? Is it two Erics? Or Eric or just ping? I think Eric PC and Professor Chronotis.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately a little late. That's the biggest issue. But we'll see. We'll try. I'd just at.
Oh, actually, Jacob Church might have the solution here.
Oh my goodness!
It seems to be listed on the first gen Lamborghini Huracan.
Change to the old Lambo and try joining. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Jacob
that
Church.
will be painful, but it may be the only solution.
Jacob Church is a wizard. My God.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jacob.
Oh dear! Welcome, John Hawley. Yeah. That's a bit of a oof. It's the original Lamborghini Evo, or the Lamborghini Huracan. Not the original. The second gen, right? There's 3? No, is there 2?
No.
Is
It's
it
for the
just
very first one.
Okay. Now I'm second guessing myself. The Lamborghini Evo is what you're looking for, not the Lamborghini Evo 2.
No. It's just a pure Huracan.
It's
Not
just
even an Evo.
Oh.
There are 3 Huracans in the game. GT3.
Oh, he went for
Huracans.
the 2016.
Yes.
I don't even have
They went with a
Carfax
different
written on that. Just try all the Huracans. One of them you'll get in. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully you'll get that fixed by next week. As we have it, though, we have a split qualifying here tonight. The odd plates are out first. They will be coming to a close at the 10-minute mark. Brian Faluna leading the way in the Mission 22. Anton Wass in P2 and CJ Engine in third. Pole position currently held at a 1:44.5. Not able to be beat by Brian last lap. He's going to have one more attempt to try in the Porsche 992. Just trying to see here. I've seen Justin in there. Hopefully he can make it in. But Brian Faluna in the night. Whoa! Big snap of oversteering with a tank slapper into the barrier. That's going to be the end of qualifying immediately for Brian Faluna. Let's go back and catch that. Of course, as soon as I popped on board, you could even call that one a curse. Tips it in. Just bottoms out. Oh, big hit of the wall. Lifts off the ground as well. Enough mid-air time there to be served snacks on his flight. Very unfortunate there for Brian Faluna, and a terrible way to end the qualifying.
Yeah, Porsche, very rear heavy. Just settle it. You're basically a passenger at that point.
And John Hawley, thank you so much for gifting a sub to J-Man. J-Man, enjoy your emotes. Were you able to figure that out, by the way, and get into the server? I'm still not seeing your name in here. I just want to make sure if you are able to figure that out. Or G. Steven? Are you G. Stevens?
No, he's
No.
just saying late.
Yeah, no, I already knew that. That's right. Ah, that's unfortunate, J-Man. Well, hopefully we can get you out there next week. Gotta get in here a little earlier. Make sure it works. It's a little late. But looking forward to seeing you out there. I know we saw you out, of course. I think you're also in the Rookie Series, no? So we're going to be seeing you quite a bit, it sounds, J-Man. So we see a lot of these drivers struggling to put in a lap. Vadik coming to an end of his qualifying. He was on a lap. He was up on his time. I'm not sure what happened there to Vadik.
You're just giving on that lap.
Welcome, Kevin. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother.
Ali Raza, just giving him a little shout out, a little bit of trivia here. If he wins this round, he is the season champion.
Okay.
He's leading the championship by 122 points.
70
you can basically
points on
skip
the line.
the last race if he does win this, if he wants to. That is insane.
Quite a dominant season for Ollie, just no one there really to challenge him when the times get tough. Hopefully we'll see some competition next year. And also, Vadik ran out of fuel.
Oh.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness! I was wondering why you were gaining so much time. You were running on nothing. And how are
Team standings?
Yeah,
Do we
let's
have team standings?
Technically, yes. I don't think.
There is an ability to choose a team, but
And
I don't know where it is.
Fuchsia Competition is leading the way to 711 points. Pigeon Racing Brazil in P2 at 616, and RCS Motorsports in P3 at 570.
Oh, that's great.
So
Of
Ali
course,
Raza is tied with RCE eSports in the constructors. Now I think, wait, hold on. RCE only has one car now that I'm thinking about it. So, wait, no, they don't. There's no way they do. That doesn't make any sense. Or RCS, excuse me. That's Ali Raza. What? I'm so confused. That's Ali Raza, obviously. Ali Raza is tied with his team in points. Wow. Shocker.
Incredible.
You have to reset the entry list, James. Yeah, that's... unfortunately, there are some flaws in ACC and league racing, and that is one of them, J-Man. That's why we encourage people to be there a little bit early. We open the servers up into the free practice about, what is it, like 20 minutes before? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on the time. But definitely in the future, I'd look at... I know obviously schedules can be tight. It can be tough to do. But get in the server a little earlier just to make sure that it's working.
Yes. And to guarantee the
Low rating.
hitbox, depending on the track, it's very valuable if you join the pre-practice before everyone else. Just a little bit of a strategy that I follow. Oh, your rating is too low to join? What is this? Do you? Oh, I think you have to have a track rating on this.
Hopefully it gets figured out in the near future. Like I say, you know, it's unfortunate, but J-Man, hope to see you out in the next one. Appreciate you, brother, for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the upcoming races. But as we head on here into the race session tonight, or we're getting ready to head on into the race session, we are going to see the Pakistan Zinabad Ferrari 296 come across the line now, Dan, in P15.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. We'll give him one more lap. Or maybe he just wants to spice things up.
Just getting that banker in as he is currently heading into the inner loop. Only a 10th up and now even with his time. What is going on for Ali Raza tonight? Skylar Lovrink, his arch rival in the Jean Alesi in P1. Dan.
I was just about to say, I was scrolling on the in-game grid here to check on the other Ferraris, and I see Skylar Lovrink on P1, 4/10 up Brian Faluna. That's insane.
That is absolutely insane. Also, I think we have the likes here of... Where are they? I'm trying to find them. Where the heck are they? They're not in this race here tonight. Interesting. Never mind then. But anyways, I'll just say it anyways. I guess they're not in this race. I think I always think they are, and they never... Anyways, big shout out to Darren Thomas Snoopy. Happy birthday, brother. It's his 60th birthday, as well as Tony Danzig. Just wanted to give another shout out to those guys.
Yeah, it's great to see the seniors.
Wow. Wow, Dan. You said it, not me.
Okay. The developed age.
He's a
developed age.
I'll have you know that Darren Thomas Snoopy is a youthful 60 years old, Dan.
I was just about to ask if Stephen Buckley is spectating the stream that we saw what happened on Spa. last round. He sprained his wrist. Was it his
Yes,
wrist?
yeah,
With an incident.
he did.
If he is watching the stream, I just want to know if that wrist was fully healed, how he's feeling now.
He did have a little question in chat earlier in the Discord. Is it safe to join the race? Just asking for a friend, as of course there was some minor contact with a certain Eric Gakasi, and I won't name any names, but that had him off into the wall. Very
It's
unfortunate.
just things that can happen when actually it can happen to anyone. But it's just that as our body ages, we're more fragile to sustain these injuries.
Yeah.
And direct drive wheels are no joke.
Dan, you
If
had
you
a
do have a
bulldozer
direct
out
drive
for
wheel-
that one. You didn't even get the shovel to dig. You just went straight for the backhoe and everything, digging your grave deep tonight.
Look, come on. I'm actually worried about our drivers here, okay? Well, let's change the subject. AC Scooty back with the ACDC livery.
The 444 in P8 currently, as he just gets bumped down to that Ollie Raza with a more Ollie Raza-esque lap in the Pakistan Zinabad Ferrari 296, the number 30 here, just behind. Oh, actually, not just. Wow, quite a gap. Skylar Lovrink is really bringing it to the table here today in that Ferrari 296.
Jace Red left. Did he leave the race?
Hopefully everything's okay.
Also, Jose Guzman in chat. How many races left in this? This is a penultimate round, so we are at Watkins Glen, and then next week is the finale on Mount Panorama.
We'll take a look here at the calendar after the session. Vadik, yeah, I saw your question. Sorry, I don't know, to be completely honest. That's a great question. I think they follow me on Instagram, too, so I honestly don't know.
Sorry to ask, but who were on the Stooge Racing team?
I hate that you asked me that question, Dan. I was really hoping you weren't going to, because I don't remember myself.
I'm sorry, but Vadik, if you do know...
Was it Will Brunner? No, it wasn't Will Brunner. When you say the names, I'm gonna know them. I just completely have forgotten who's on the Stooge Racing. Is it? Like Bucknam?
Wasn't that Mr. Mower's Emporium?
Bronson
Those guys.
Turner. Wow, it's been a while, Vadik, since we've seen that. What just happened to Ollie Raza? Did he just hit the wall? I was not looking.
Spice, PN3.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you, Bronson Turner, and another one. I haven't seen those names in a long time, Vadik. That's a great question. I hope those guys are doing all right. I'm sure they're out. Maybe they're out doing like SRA or something like that. I'm not sure. As the checkered flag, though, has fallen, I see a lot of laps without times, or a lot of drivers without times on the board here. Stefan Buckley, Ashley Forrester, Raleigh Dutchy, Eric Gakasi, and quite a few drivers down here at the bottom. Jaeger Karu, no time just yet. As we wait here before we head on into the session, we're going to pop the calendar up real quick as we take a look at what is to come ahead of us here. At least this is our current calendar. Of course, we have next year. Keep up to date. We're going to see the SimGrid here. Make sure you follow us on SimGrid and on the Discord if you guys want all the updates in the upcoming leagues. Though Porsche Cup, you're currently watching. We're on the penultimate round. Watkins Glen. Next up, Mount Panorama. Also, of course, we have Max Rain at Britain on the, not 21st. I can't remember. Check SimGrid on that one. I forgot to update the actual time. Moving on to the GT4 calendar, we have, of course, our GT4 rookies. That is going to be up next over at Zandvoort, followed up by Kyalami. 2 races left, as well as our GT4 Open Championship. Big shout out to our Patreons. All of their wonderful names currently on screen. You can see special thanks to our V12 Patrons. You guys are amazing. Leave that up for a second as we head back to the session. And we're going to get in here and meet our drivers. So we have quite a few of them here tonight to meet. in this run-up to the penultimate race. And as we have it, starting off here in pole position, it is going to be the Jean Alesi eSports number 52 of Skylar Lovrink. In P2, the Pakistan Zinabad of Ali Raza, the number 30 Ferrari 296. It's a Ferrari front row lockout with Brian Faluna in the Porsche 992 in P3. The Mission 22 going to be lined up next to Wilson Fernandez, the 888 Brazilian Vacuum Racing Audi in row 2. Anton Vaus in P5, row 3 in the CJ Engine Works number 99 with Bruno Pio Company in the Optimum Motorsports number 14. CJ Engine in the CJ Engine Works AMG lined up in P7 with Drew Burkowski Company in P8. Christian Rousseau, 9th quickest in the Jolly Rancher Racing number 71 Porsche 992 with Casey Schutte Company in P10. Quinn Smith, 11th quickest in the 999 with Professor Chronotis in 12th. Jelson Cruz in 13th. The 777 Rockefeller Racing 992. Zane Blisket, 14th quickest in the Mad Fox Aston Martin with Ricardo Sapien in P15. The Mexican driver, number 263. Vadik Sitsiev, 16th quickest in the number 63 Fuchsia competition with Deboros, apologies, in P17. We have G. Stevens in 18th, the number 45 Lamborghini Fuchsia competition with Devin Anthony in P19. Stefania Blaskovic rounds out our top 20, the number 53 Ferrari 296. Jaeger Karu, 21st in the number 20 Mad Fox with Ashley Forrester Company in the Scuderia Toro Rosso in P22. Stephen Buckley, 23rd quickest in the Nismo GTR in the number 73. P23 for him. Raleigh Dutchy in P24, the number 621 Street Animals. And last but not least, starting off in the pit lane, it is Eric the Boss Gakasi and the Armenian driver in the number 5 Lamborghini Evo 2. The cars now underway to begin their outlap here at Watkins Glen. 3.4 miles, 11 corners ahead of them, 6 to the left, 5 to the right, with a whopping 42 meters of elevation. And now, Dan, looking at this championship, it's a bit of a runaway in P1, but the rest of it, I mean, currently 1 point separating Quinn Smith and Wilson Fernandez.
Indeed, it's a fight for P2, P3. Actually, when you consider it's top 8, there's a lot to happen except for obviously P1 with all the routes just gunning it. And it's quite nice to see Skylar Lovrink back on the grid. It's been a while since we saw him.
Actually, you're right now that you mention it. Skylar Lovrink has missed 2 races in a row.
I can't even find him on the standings. I was just scrolling down.
Currently sitting in P11.
P11. Yes.
Also, some penalties being handed out. Those are, of course, from previous races. Brian Faluna, Drew Burakovsky. A little bit of a naughty incident from the previous race.
He started from the pits. I don't know if that was a hardware issue. Something popped up. He's just gonna start from the pits. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, a bit of an odd one there from both drivers, to be completely honest, starting in the pits. I don't think either of them have a pit start.
Also, by the way, Mike, just a little Portuguese lesson. We saw Maclaudio de Barros.
Okay, hang on here. Okay, so Maclaudio de Barros.
Maclaudio de Barros.
De Barros.
Actually, you can just say Barros.
How do you say it?
It's Barros.
Barros. Well, that's how we're going to say it then. How does that... No offense to the Brazilians out there, but how does that make that noise?
Barros?
Yeah.
With the double R.
Is a huh? It's like kind of like the double L in Spanish, but not.
Like an age.
Interesting.
Aha.
Aha. That's that's
something with the throat and the vocal cord.
So Barros.
Yes.
All right. Say the first name again, please. Maclaudio de Barros.
I have never seen this first name as well, but I had to just to confirm that was an L, not an I. And yeah, there's a lot of different names here in Brazil.
Loka pointing out, did I miss that? Did Skylar Lovering hit the wall? Let's see here.
The other side? The right side, perhaps?
The bonnet doesn't look fully on. Oh, yeah. He did.
Oh.
He brushed the wall pretty
Well,
good. Holy smokes. As the drivers come around the final corner, 2x2 Noah's. Yes, this is the final corner. 2x2 Noah's Ark formation. Skylar Lovrink already with damage on the car. Ali Raza in P2. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me is Daniel Verçosa as we get ready to go green for race 1 of 2 tonight in the GT3 main event. The dirty line being had for Skylar, and it's green, green, green. He's off to an amazing start already. Skylar Lovering jumping into the lead by a good margin behind. We see CJ Engine under pressure here as he has the inside line. Anton Wass as well.
Ooh.
Bit of a contact from behind. Looks like everybody through so far. Very good. Side by side, Anton Wass, Bruno Pio as they head up through the S's. Behind them is CJ Engine under threat from Drew Burakovsky. Everybody gonna have to go nip and tuck to manage this out here as we head on to the start-finish straight. But now coming into the inner loop, Dan, it's gonna be a scrabble down for the chicane.
Bruno Pio a little bit slow on that run, and he lost 2 positions.
He hit it in the boot? How do you hit the wall in the boot? Anyways, energy being given the way there of Ashley Forrester. Ashley, he's going to need it down in P20 so far. So we can remain here. See, 5 seconds for Drew Burakovsky. That's not going to thwart his charges whatsoever. Casey Schutte in P9. He's down quite a few positions. No, he's up a position from where he started. Significantly out of position in qualifying. Whoa! Granotis with a big step out there of the rear end. Was there contact?
I think it was, because I saw Quinn losing his rear a bit. Maybe it was an echo.
Now Quinn, he needs to be very, very careful as this is a battle for P2 in the championship with, whoa, that's CJ Engine, or that's Anton Wass. Who is that? That's CJ Engine off the track here on lap 1. It's our first yellow flag, if I'm not mistaken, or at least the first big one. We're going to see what happened here. Is the number 14 of Bruno Pio going to have a little bit of a tap here? No. The 55 has significantly outbraked himself.
Yeah, it would have been better if you just took it straight into the runoff completely, but...
That's mechanical failure. No, I refuse. Yeah. I refuse to believe he missed his braking marker by that much. Something broke there for CJ. As we saw in that rejoin, it didn't look right. And he returned to the garage immediately. Something happened there.
He did have a great qualifying, so... probably something.
CJ says his rig came apart. It's in 2 pieces and it split when he hit the brakes. Can you send a picture, please? I'll put it on stream. I'll put it on stream if you send a picture in the Discord. That I would love. That is insanity. Your rig ripped in half? Oh my goodness. Bruh, says Brandon Pfeiffer. That's mechanical failure. Yeah, that's mechanical failure.
The boys at the Mercedes customer service are
that's rad.
Field day.
Oh, John Hawley saying that's rad.
Okay, a pedal disconnect? That's a physical disconnect.
He disconnected from his rig. It didn't look right, that's for sure. Oh, I'm waiting for an update here in the Discord now. That is not funny. It's not funny. I'm not laughing. Yeah. No one in chat is laughing. Yeah, okay. Anyways, Vanika Tsitsiev on the charge here. That sucks, to be honest, CJ. But wow, that's kind of funny. It's not funny at all. No. Bruno Pio, Dan, why don't you take this battle? Bruno Pio here and Anton Wass. Or actually, we have a little bit. Professor Cronotis in the pits. But Devin Anthony ahead, resuming with Ricardo Sapien, your good buddy.
Oh, yeah. Fight between McLarens. We saw Devin Anthony having a good run on Ricardo Sapien on the last turn. We'll see if he gets the toe again. We also see Recover Sapien and Devin Anthony capitalizing on the incidents ahead. Oh, something is developing here. Devin Anthony already through into the bus stop. Just gets that overtake done. I don't know if Ricardo Sapien's running more downforce because he does seem to have much lower stop speed today. Not when you compare it back to Spa, where he was using near zero weight with reaching easily the top speed on the speed trap. Yeah, that's a rather big contrast.
Yeah, as I take a look over to the pit wall, we can see Ricardo Sapien currently at 261 kph topped out. That's a 10 kph difference from Quinn Smith. So maybe he's running all the wing tonight.
Yeah, probably not nailing down that car tonight. Yeah, we'll see how, if actually he gets a different setup tweaked for the upcoming race.
Oh no, and Brains Not Bombs. Force feedback died.
Oh, that's why he teleported to the pits on the formation lap.
Oh, that sucks. Lots of technical difficulties here we're having tonight. You absolutely hate to see it. Doc Milwee joining us. Sorry that you're late. No worries, Doc. I forgive you. You missed Stream Racer, though.
Now that's unforgivable.
I'll let it by this time. We're seeing Eric Gakasi in here. He was side by side with Maclaudio de Bajos in P18. Eric still on the charge. Try to go around the outside, gaining very much under the brakes. You can see the confidence there is for the Lamborghini, no doubt. Through the S's, though, this is where we're going to see the slipstream. Eric, a bit too far behind, though, to have really any sort of look into the inner loop.
We see the V10 coming alive on the straight. The Barros seems to be defending the inside line, swerving on the straight. Questionable move.
A bit of weaving.
There we go. Well, okay. Look, he changed directions.
I mean, it's just something to keep an eye on. I mean, you're right. It's not anything, I'm not saying we lock him up for a life sentence here or anything, but, it's just something to keep an eye on. That's all.
It's not something I would do in front of the community owner.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
He doesn't have the balls, not gonna lie.
I still cannot believe that CJ Engine's rig snapped in half. Still yet to get an update there from CJ on that one. Oh wait, hang on. Or is there? Did I get a DM? I think I got a DM. Hang on, everyone. Wait, where did it go? Did I just deny it? Uh-oh. Did I hit the wrong button? CJ, I think I just denied your request. I messed up, buddy.
Oh.
Promise, it's nothing personnel. I figured it out. Okay, here we go. We got it. I did, in fact, hit ignore. I am a jerk. Wow, that must have been quite startling. I'll pull up a picture here, Daniel, if you just want to... While I work on this here. We have Ricardo Sapien back at it here and with Devin Anthony.
Yeah, we see when it comes to the turn, Ricardo Sapien seems to have the advantage over Devin Anthony, but as soon as a straight comes up, to the outside? Questionable move. Maybe he'll make it stick onto the toe. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. And he does. Yeah. Probably gonna lose it on the straight. See. Yeah, he keeps the position. Beautifully indeed. But definitely, probably not gonna leave that.
All right, everybody. Here is what has happened to CJ's rig. So you can see, you can't see my mouse cursor, but you can see that metal bit on the left, and you can see the metal bit on the right. Now, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I'm pretty sure those two are supposed to be connected. So, I would imagine his butt has slid out from underneath him under braking there, and that is what caused him to go straight on into the wall.
Oh, that explains a lot. I didn't break enough.
Yeah, so all is forgiven there. Did the bolts holding them together snap? Yeah, I don't know on that much, but it looks like, was it a lack there of tightening, or was it a bolt failure? Some powerful brakes. He's got some big legs. You know, he's got some meaty legs. CJ doesn't skip leg day.
Ooh, slightly for Ricardo Sapien there, but it's much, well, I wouldn't say better, but like less worse, for the lack of a better term. That happens to the rig itself than the pedals and on the direct drive or the wheel, because that would be way more expensive to fix.
Yeah, instead he just, whoa! Big bottom out for the Lamborghini. Almost saved it for G. Stevens. Unfortunately, bit of an overcorrection. And we're about to see another overcorrection. Ooh, whoops. Luckily, it's safe enough, though, for G. Stevens there. Not causing any pile-up, not causing any incidents, and that is the key.
Ooh, wobbly, wobbly. And just back to the setup topic, a lot of drivers use the first race as a practice, of course, for the second to get more experience and everything. But that also works for setups. So if there's someone here who doesn't race Watkins Glen as much, either in an ACC or in iRacing, may be wise to soften the suspension a bit to tackle these huge curbs. Well, they're not tall curbs, but they're ones that, especially on the bus up, when it hits wrong on the wheel hub, just throws your rear out and flights to oblivion.
Can be a very dangerous one, but there you go. Setup tips from Daniel Verçosa, everybody. Soften your suspension. Don't stiffen it.
Yeah, it's Coach Verçosa Academy here.
Oh, careful.
Yes.
We do highly recommend that you move over to Coach Dave Academy rather than Coach Dan Academy.
Okay.
But
I may like some podiums here and there, some pace. But hey, actually, I'm just gonna give myself some respect here that I have out-qualified Ricardo Sapien here at Watkins Glen. I do have more pace than him.
You want a medal?
I hope he has the stream on the background.
Oh.
Because it was actually a challenge that if I out-qualified him, I would choose the car for the upcoming season that was back then, and I did accomplish it, so good job, me. I have a cookie. Look, I will take that cookie.
What type of cookie?
Actually, I do want to know that as well.
That's an important question. We got our drivers coming in for their pit stop here. We are just about... Yes. Well, actually, we're over the halfway point in this race. Side by side, though, Ricardo Sapien down the start-finish straight, having a look there onto Jelson Cruz, not able to get anything done yet. Oh, slip of the rear end there for the McLaren as they come into the S's. Jelson Cruz, though, able to hold on for now.
Yeah, I don't know if there's something with the meta question mark, but I was watching Coach Dave. Speaking of Coach Dave, I was watching a Coach Dave Hall app to check the braking points, to commentate on stuff, and they were using a Porsche, the new Porsche. So I don't know, there's some pace coming here.
And an update here from CJ. It seems that his severed rig has been unsevered and put back together. Now, of course, he's hoping it holds up. Now, remember, there's always duct tape. You're never sure that your rig is going to hold up. You can always use one of the strongest things on the planet, duct tape.
Yeah, the Mercedes boys back at the garage doing an incredible job to get that AMG back up and running for the second race. That's insane.
It's not often you hear things splitting in half in racing. Typically, if that has happened, you're in bad shape. So big shout outs there to the CJ engine team. astronauts use it, so it's got to be tough, right? Duct tape and zip ties. That's that is a true rig. A yellow flag there from Eric Gakasi, and I'm not sure what happened for the moment. We have a yellow flag, Ricardo Sapien in the pits, Quinn Smith in the pits. A lot of our drivers are coming in here. It's a later pit stop than I would have expected for most of them. Of course, about half the field has made their stop up to now, and we see pretty much everybody coming in around this time.
It's a pretty clear forecast for tonight, and very few variabilities here. So I would say just spit it halfway through the race for a splash. Just the 30 minutes shouldn't be enough for a tire change, and it's just a matter of pitting whenever the car is coming into the pits as well.
When did... Whoa, Vadik! Oh no! Okay, so we saw some team orders. We're gonna go back and dissect this a little bit here. So we have some team orders that we're about to see. Vadik clearly off there onto the grass under braking. So we see that's Burkowski who is caught up. And Burkowski gets let by. These two, of course, teammates. Nicely done. And now coming into the toe. In that dirty air, Vadik Stitsiev gonna put... Oh, wow. Interesting.
Get bonus style points.
That was just a very... I think he just lost the back end again. Just that dirty air. Not really putting enough pressure onto the car for him to take the corner at that speed. And the car not agreeing with his movements, and he loses it. And CJ, duct tape, willpower, and prayers. There you go.
Random Pfeiffer with quite the reference.
I'm gonna be honest, if you didn't say that, I wouldn't have got it. That's kind of sad. I get it now. Vadik, low on fuel again? Oh, he has to come into the pits. Okay, fair enough. Well, make sure he takes enough fuel this time, as he ran out of fuel in qualifying. Trying to pull the ultralight car. Not quite gonna happen. You're lifting and coasting? Oh, okay. How'd you spin when you're lifting and coasting? No, I'm kidding. That's really rude. I'm only saying it because it's Vadik, everybody.
Christian Verçosa up for the overtake. Oh, Smith. Ooh, losing the rear a bit there. Let's see if he has that top speed to get that V10 on his toe.
This is
first up. No, that's a bit far.
This is not as good as a showing as Quinn Smith needs to be putting on here tonight. He is currently ahead in the championship. There is no denying that. However, it's only by 1 point to Wilson Fernandez, and as of finishing this race, Wilson Fernandez is going to take that P2 away from Quinn.
Keep in mind, Mike, this is race 1. We don't know how the 45-minute race will turn out, as the first race is always the one that drivers tend to get more experience and just haul ass on the second race. Really want to see how the second race is going to turn out.
Very true indeed. With 10 minutes left, we're going to start to see these drivers really start to push the limits and get... Oh, as I say that? Oh, never mind. Stefan Buckley in the Honda in the Nissan GTR in the pits. The Honda NSX of Jäger Karu currently in P22.
And Steven coming in just behind.
Whoa.
I think that's all cars? Or that have to pit?
Yes. Jelson Cruz. No, Jelson Cruz still needs to make a stop. Our current race leader has yet to come in. Skylar Loverink will be taking that back. Christian Rousseau approaching some back markers. This is where things can get a bit dicey, especially for Quinn. Quinn needs to be very careful, negotiate them quickly, but safely as well. And Rousseau going to be all over the back of him at any opportunity he can as they come up here. That's the Honda NSX that we were just taking a look at of Jaeger Karu. Jaeger moves to the inside and allows both cars by. Very respectful backmarker actions there from Jaeger. And he was aware as well that he had nobody behind him. That is why he did that. So, fair play. Not wanting to get involved in this battle whatsoever. Oh no! Stefan Buckley with a stop-go 30 penalty in the Nissan GTR. That is going to be pretty much race ending there for him in terms of his climb in this race, in race 1 here tonight.
Yeah. I saw him teleporting back to the pits. I think that's it.
You hate to see it. Side by side, though, we resume. This is Ashley Forrester. Lizzie gave some energy to Ashley earlier, and he is going to need it now with the battle between Maclaudio de Bajos.
Maclaudio de Bajos.
Is that wrong?
No.
I'm relying on you here, Dan, for my Portuguese.
Maclaudio de Bajos.
10-second penalty for Brian Faluna still to be served. Interesting. I'm not sure what that was picked up for. Wait a second.
No, that was pre-race. I think.
Why has Brian Faluna made 2 pits? Brian Faluna was leading this race. What has happened to Brian Faluna? He was in P3.
No, he teleported back to the pits, wasn't it?
Why?
On the information lab because his force feedback died.
Oh, that's right. My apologies. I got a goldfish brain sometimes.
I'm here to support you, Mike. Don't worry about it.
DeBajo still chasing down Ashley. It's a scrap for P17. A few more battles on track. Christian Rousseau, Quinn Smith, and Jelson Cruz and Devin Anthony. Those are our real shows here that we have for the next 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh!
Christian with a massive mistake. Was there contact? I don't think there was. Maybe there was. Coming in now to the outer loop, the back end. Wow.
Weird.
Very awkward. That's a Porsche moment right there. Kept it out of the barrier, though. And now resume side by side. We're here with Drew Burakovsky in the Fuchsia competition. Fuchsia has the inside, the 71 car to the out. Marbles being picked up on the tires. That is never going to work.
I'm not sure what's happening to Christian. He doesn't seem to have regained his grip back.
No, and looking at our pit stops, it seems that every single driver, barring 1 or 2, have decided that no tires are required for this race, so everyone on their old rubber. Now, is that playing any sort of factor into this? Well, I don't know, to be completely honest.
Just considering that track temperature right now is at 34 degrees Celsius, it is quite hot, but even though it's only 30 minutes, so if you want to be rubbering the tires, overturning in the car, maybe have consumed a bit more on those left tires because it's a clockwise track and everything.
Christian Rousseau. Does he have enough tire wear left in, or enough rubber left on those tires to make anything happen? Drew Burakovsky. Drew Burakovsky actually may have taken tires. He is one of the drivers that had spent 34 seconds stationary, which to be fair is a very odd amount of time to be spent, even for taking tires. Not sure what the delay was there for the Burakovsky Fuchsia competition garage, but unfortunately that has allowed him to be put right into the grips here of Christian Rousseau.
And more bad news for the first race. Jaeger car losing connection.
That's so odd. We've had a couple drivers that just lose connection to the server every now and then. I have no idea what that is, and I don't know if it's so unfortunate. You hate to have somebody out of a race in any way, nevertheless, just through something that is of no one's control. Hopefully, Kari, you make it through the next race. You're on for a pretty good one, too. You're in for P20. That's really unfortunate. We resume, though. This is P12. Jelson Cruz and Devin Anthony. Mainly your connection is a hiccup. Interesting. Huh. Because I know we've had those issues with Jake Wells, where Jake Wells in our Thursday leagues, holy smokes, Cody Blanton gifting a Tier 1 sub to... Oh, I'm so sorry.
Otávio Araújo.
Thank you, Dan. Otávio, say it again, please.
Otávio Araújo.
Otávio that's
Araújo.
Araújo. Otávio Araújo. I'm so sorry. I apologize. My Portuguese, everyone, is abysmal. But thank you, Cody. And Otávio, enjoy your emotes. Stephen Buckley. Oh, still with the stop go 30 because he retired. Unfortunately, that's right. And Wolf Brecky with a hydrate. Much appreciated, because I'm going to need some caffeine. This is Ricardo Sapien on the outside, Devin Anthony on the inside, not Daniel Verçosa.
Ooh. Ricardo Sapien's weird, a bit lively. I don't know what he did to that setup, Mike. Just a little bit off.
Yeah, his straight line speed isn't there. His minimum speed in the corners isn't there. I'm not sure what's going on for Ricardo this week.
Man tried to cook, failed miserably. A little bit of a banter between teammates. It's no big deal. But he's here to the position of Devin Anthony. He's just 2 tenths off. Very much in the toe. Might be an opportunity at the bus stop. We see in Chad Otávio thanking for the sub, and Holly asking Mike, the monster flavor for tonight.
Well, since we have a Facecam Fiesta Redemption, why don't we use that to show off the flavor as we pop on up with our Facecam Fiesta. Let's hope everything is working. Lovely. Why am I floating above the thing? Oh, I made myself floating above the thing. Let's make myself float. I don't like that gap. That gap's too little. There we go. More gap. Well, what flavor do I have here tonight, everyone? We're rocking, once again, a Sunrise Orange? Ultra Sunrise. That's what it is. An Ultra Sunrise monster here tonight.
As Ricardo Sapien gets the position, we see the monster ad for tonight.
Monster, not sponsored by the way, but please Monster sponsor us. I will drink so many monsters on stream if that is the case. But yes, we're using the new Facecam Fiesta. I'll be on screen for the next 2 minutes, everybody. Well, not at this point, but from when I started it. As we have it, we're watching Ricardo Sapien. Let's take a look at the timing charts. We also have some battles. Anton Wass currently chasing down Casey Schutte. Now, this is a very crucial position, everybody. Casey Schutte is battling for the position of his life. P6 is his home, and he is trying to not finish in P6. But we're going to see. Anton Wass has a look onto the inside. Not able to do it just yet as they go through the inner loop, though. Anton hot on the chase. You can see getting a much poorer exit, though. And not able really to capitalize.
Mike, if Casey Schutte manages to hold this position, he will go up to P6 in the standings.
In the standings? Oh, yes. My goodness. As I didn't take a screenshot of the standings, unfortunately.
He's right in tonight, so he will be getting a position.
As Christian Rousseau, yep, definitely not going to be overtaking him. So that's awesome. Yep, Casey Schutte will be found in his rightful position at some point tonight, or at least whether he gets it. Leaders on the final lap. Let's just talk about that. We'll follow along with this, though, as this is the closest battle. In fact, pop on board with the AMG. Why not? The most expensive car on the grid is this car. If you're interested in picking up the AMG Mercedes, what is it? It's the Mercedes AMG Evo GT3, 6.3 liter naturally aspirated V8. You're looking at around a $630,000 or $620,000, give or take, in that price range to pick one up.
That's insane because it's quite a bit dated when you think about it. It's what, 2015 already?
2020.
No, the original car.
Oh yeah, but the 2020 model.
Like what, 8 years already in service, up to 9. It's pretty insane. And the Evo, as we see, Anton was trying to go for an overtake, but not quite. The Evo had like a mid-life package for the Evo, and Mercedes released it. I don't know if it was just software or little tweaks, internal tweaks, up this year. I think it was this year, 2023.
Yeah, it's Loka actually confirming what you're saying in chat there.
Yeah, 2023. It's wild that Mercedes has kept this model, but however, I don't know if you guys seen the new generation of the Mercedes AMG GT. If Mercedes releases a GT3 version of that, then it's going to be, oh yeah. And we see Skylar Lovering crossing the finish line here to get the win for the first race of the GT3 night. Ali Raza just behind. We see Wilson Fernandez coming up behind to get P3, and Bruno Pio coming up on the straight now for P4. Casey Schutte managing to keep position, going up to P6 in the standings. And Anton Walsh just behind. Quinn Smith coming for the checker flag, P7. Let's see Drew up in the back without the Porsche livery for some reason, taking P8. Professor Commentators, P9. Justin Cruz, we saw a little bit of a wiggle on the back for him. Perhaps celebrating or perhaps breaking the toe from Ricardo Sapien, finishing in P11.
What a race one, though. Skylar Lovering, dominant here tonight.
Yes.
The rival of Ali Raza. But of course, I think the championship is it decided now, Dan? I think mathematically it isn't decided, but I think Ali Raza, as long as he attends, I think he should be all right.
We need one more race. However, let me get some math going.
Final drivers now coming to the line. Scuderia of Ashley Forrester and the Ferrari there of, I think that is Stefania Blaskovic.
If Ali Raza finishes P2 again on the second race, he's gonna need a P35 finish for Bathurst. And I don't think we have 35 cars on the grid. So he basically just needs to participate on the race.
Fair enough, fair enough. So Ali Raza looking strong here for the championship tonight. Or not tonight, but in the near future at the very least. And it's a night quali. Interesting. Okay, we have a night quali again.
Yeah, back to night quali, and then we'll have a day race. The organizers really like to mess with the camera lenses from our crew here.
Yeah, they do like to play that, every now and then. Of course, it makes everything more interesting for the drivers, but here in the production team, then we want to see all of these lovely liveries that all these drivers have put work into. It makes it an absolute pain in the butt. But hey, it's neither here nor there.
Vadik asking what happened to Rousseau. We saw him losing the rear quite a bit by the end of the race. I don't know if it was his tires or rear damage, or perhaps it was wrong traction control or setup. We don't know. He hasn't come up for a little bit of a chat.
Not wanting to give away his cards.
Ricardo Sapien in chat saying, it's goddamn dark in here. Yes, that's why we changed our lenses.
Thought he had a puncture. No, it almost looked like he might have actually. Now that you mention it, that's something we didn't actually really cover. And here in these really warm track temps, you don't see it too much. But when you go and you clobber a curb extremely hard, especially here at Watkins Glen, we see a lot of those cars catching some air. That can actually put a slow puncture into your tires where your tire starts to lose air.
Oh.
And that's something you don't see too often, but it is something that can happen, and it very well may have there to Verçosa, because it was just a slow downfall for him as he went backwards and backwards and backwards throughout the race.
Yeah, it's quite rare. So rare that we don't consider it as much. So
I often forget about it, honestly. One of those things you don't think about too much, but it's there, especially in the colder conditions. We aren't in the colder conditions. It was fairly warm in the race. As we have it, the drivers currently beginning their qualifying session, getting ready to start their laps here tonight. CJ Engine being the first driver out with a rig that split in half in the first race. Let's see if he can keep it together in the next as we head on into the session.
Yeah, probably sponsored by 3M, probably.
Or Duct. In the best duct tape. I don't know if Duct is a brand. It's but anyways, CJ Engine in a jerry-rigged rig coming across the line to begin lap 1 here as we head down to the 90. Gonna throw the car in. Whoa, really not gripping up though. That is already going to be a poor lap from CJ Engine. But keeping with it through the S's, flat out all the way now onto the back straight. It's gonna be flat out till you reach your braking marker at the inner loop, or you're gonna be braking at about the 300 or at the 200? I think the 300, right?
Yeah, 300.
No, 200. 300 in the GT4s, yes. Oh, and a big catch. Oh, no, and into the barrier.
Ooh.
Huge damage there for CJ Engine early on. A broken rig, a broken car, and potentially a broken heart.
Yeah, I'm seeing the in-game feed here without the night lenses, and it's extremely dark, and there's a 17 degrees Celsius track temperature taking place right now on Watkins Glen, New York. It is very cold. Cars leaving the pits must do everything they can to get those tires up in pressure and temperature, because that is going to be a tough drive for qualifying.
Yeah, this isn't quite your Las Vegas Grand Prix track where you have about 1,700 floodlights lighting the track up. It is, well, just the headlights. It is ahead for these drivers here in these conditions. We're going to take a look at the times. I just realized the HUD's not even up. You can see 1 o'clock a.m. Anton,
I would say it's worth showing the viewers how the real conditions are like if we put the normal lenses up.
Gotta make the cameraman go in and change the lenses. Wait, I did the wrong settings.
No, you put it on night again.
Apologies. Gotta love to do it. Live TV here, everyone. This is what they are seeing.
You only have your lights rays up to illuminate what's ahead of you. That's pretty much it. Good luck spotting your braking points.
Oh, bit of understeer there onto the outside. Nicely done, though, using all of the track for Anton. 2/10 improvements so far as he waits to get on the throttle. The understeery corner there, now heading in towards the very, very aggressive corner here. You can just chuck it in off camber through the toe. Right? I think we're into the toe.
Yes. Uphill.
Yes,
toe,
now we're
the
heading
toe,
onto the straight.
and the heel now. The thing, I have a hand-drawn map of Watkins Glen on my notepad here. It is literally hand-drawn. It's kind of love ranking chat saying great race for race 1. Yeah, that was an amazing drive, Skylar.
Stellar.
Very good job.
Ooh, bit of hesitation
And glad to
there.
have you back.
Anton not quite with full confidence in Sector 3, but as he comes to the line, what is it going to be? It's a 144.6 currently. Now a 143.7. Tire's second improvement.
Very fast, actually. When you spot the fastest lap on race 1 was a 143, considering the conditions, very cold conditions and very dark track. That's very good. I was about to point out that when we had the onboard up, the headlights, the high beams sometimes blind the distance on the board. Like if you see the 400, 300, the high beams are so bright that sometimes you cannot read what's on there.
Yeah, and as a result, that's actually a good point, Dan. As a result, what can happen there is you know roughly what board you're going for, but sometimes you can get into that bit of a trance, especially at night, and you're looking for the boards. And is it the third or is it the fourth board? Is it the third or is it the second board? I don't know. And brake at the first one, and then you brake 50 meters too early. Or, the worst case scenario, you look for it, and you're like, it's this one, and then you're 50 meters too late. And that is going to be the real dangerous one. And Skylar, yeah, we saw you hit the wall on the outlap, actually. That was, you managed to make it look like you never even did it, to be fair. Oh no, your teammate Ricardo Sapien, way too deep there in qualifying.
His experience of the night right now. Probably miss his breaking point as well, the 200 board.
5 seconds damage from that light tap. I mean, it wasn't that light of a tap. Your entire right-hand side of the car was damaged, so.
Yeah, great job keeping up that pace, because we know like 5 seconds may not be enough depending on where the head was. So it was 5 seconds completely on the right side. Yeah, probably should have affected something, but you kept it in one piece throughout the entire race, very consistent, and you took the win.
Kept it in the one piece that it was, you know, after the hit from the wall.
Oh yeah, of course. Sponsored by 3M.
And it was all side damage as well. Yeah, that's the one thing with the Ferrari. If you get damage onto the side, it's not the end of the world. The front end, you can live with it. They get damage on the rear, though, and your race over. Left turns were easy. I mean, that's actually probably fairly good. I mean, it's 6 to the left here, 5 to the right, so you're actually going to be on a bit of an advantage. Of course, this being a clockwise circuit. As we wait, though, the virtual checkered flag getting closer to fall here for the odd-plated drivers. Jacob decides to check his rig because of an incident from another driver in tonight's race where we had a rig separate. And Jacob found about 20 loose bolts. And now John Hawley going to check his rig. PSA, everybody. Tighten your bolts on your rig. That is today's message, our little note from the server. Make sure your rig isn't going to fall apart.
Service your rigs like you're servicing your car.
Oh goodness! Don't say that, because I know how I know how some people service their cars and they don't, and so maybe just service your stuff, you know. I need to service my car. I need to do an oil change here within like the next 500 miles.
Okay, that's
oh my goodness, Brian Faluna making his way downtown, but unfortunately straight into the wall here in uptown New York.
I was about to say, Mike, I just serviced my car for the first time. After I bought it, it was a used car, used Peugeot. And it was a rental car before I bought it. And I found a plastic cup below the air filter. The engine air filter. I have no idea how it got there. It was just there.
Would they put like flavoring in there and make the air filter smell nice?
I don't know.
What?
It didn't look like it was used. It was just crushed below the air filter.
Of course, his Peugeot Allure.
Yeah, 2008. Good car, but it consumes a lot of fuel. You gotta trade that in ASAP.
I drive a Camry. I don't relate. I have to do about nothing to my car every 100,000 miles, so that's the beauty of that. Cardo Sapien, done with his qualifying. A lot of these drivers, the virtual checkered flag has fallen. Any driver to cross the line at this point that is an odd plate will no longer be able to start a lap. CJ Engine gaining on his time. The rig so far holding together. CJ's muscular legs not severing at his rig just yet. Into the line. 1/10 improvement. Stays P5.
We need a 3M sponsorship as well, ASAP.
If you're listening, 3M, absolutely, why not? G. Stevens to the line with no improvement, and the 71 car into the pits as well. That is going to be the final odd plate. Next up, Bruno Pio to begin his lap 1 here tonight for the evens in the McLaren Evo 2. Now looking at straight line speed in the first half of the qualifying, the Audi currently 271 kph, the king of the speed trap. Will the McLaren answer? Can you service your car, use a lot of WD-40? I mean, that's good. You should. Xander, feel like you need to check your rig now? Do it. Honestly, I think I'm going to check my rig afterwards as well. Like, I've never really thought about it until, you know, you have one that splits in half in one of your races. Sturdy so far is the report from CJ. And sturdy so far is this lap from Bruno as well. It's been very on the knife's edge here, but also within limits. He's getting a good banker. Bruno is a driver, I think a younger driver if I'm not mistaken. Not sure how old Bruno is, but I don't even think he's 18 yet. Very quick driver though, lots of talent ahead for the Pigeon Racing, typically Pigeon Racing driver, but this time around in the Optima Motorsports. And CJ, will it hold for 45 minutes though? Yes, that is the question.
You're 403 years old? Nadeep?
In what years? What planet are you on?
Jacob Church redeeming to giving him some energy to CJ's rig.
Not to CJ Engine, no, specifically to his rig.
Only his rig.
It's gonna need it. It's got 45 minutes of grueling endurance ahead of it. And once again, will CJ's legs rip it apart? That is the question. Skylar Loverink here. Not suffering a severed rig issue. Currently in P2, chasing down Anton Wass. On a great lap as well. Coming into Sector 3. We'll ride along with the 296 here. Wow. Aggressive downshifts. You can hear that rev range being, maximized. That is early, to say the least. But still, Skylar Loverink now, once again, coming into the heel. Maybe that's just the way that the 296 sounds. Rockets through the gears.
Actually, it is. The 296 is very forgiving on downshifts. I have tried ripping it on endurance races, and nope, not a single white engine, like not even yellow, not even anything. You can just tear that up, no big deal. That V6 is, I don't know what Ferrari did to that engine. It is very good.
Skylar Lovering proving your sentiment here as he comes to the line in pole position for the Cavallina Rampanti. Ali Raza, next to the line, stays P3. Ali seemingly not on the pace here tonight at Watkins Glen, and that's an invalid lap to boot.
He does have, what, 3 more opportunities?
Maybe, yeah, probably 3 more if he wants them. Needs to get a hurry up on, but 2 of them, I think, realistically, 2 attempts. Skylar, though, still chasing his pole position and trying to further it. Casey Schutte in 5th on an invalid lap, about to start a new one. As it stands, 38 thousandths separating him and Christian Rousseau for P6, and 65 thousandths separating him and Burakovsky for P7. Less than a tenth, just about half a tenth separating P5, 6, and 7. Extremely tight margins here, and that is what you're here to see in racing. Casey, though, not off to the blistering start of this lap that he would have liked. Only a tenth down coming into the inner loop. Ahead of him, Bruno Pio, one of the next to the line, is 5 tenths up on his current lap, but he needs that improvement. Skylar Lovering next across the line. What does he have in store? Is he going to improve the bar even further? He comes around the final corner now. What's it going to be? A 142.9 to a 142.8 for Skylar Lovering.
Lord. Ali Raza will have a lot of work to do. Cannot improve this one. Or did he invalidate? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, he invalidated in the first corner.
Okay.
Almost doing the same again, pushing the track limits, but that's what you need to do. He gained a tenth through the first corner. Now, gaining a tenth through every corner is pretty much what Ollie needs. He needs some massive gains here to overtake the likes of Skylar Lovering. It's almost a second off of pole position.
Fatigue, I have tasted Tim Hortons.
No!
I did
Whoa,
not.
my goodness! Ollie Raza racking up his frequent flyer miles, spins the Ferrari, and does, I think, 3 pirouettes there. A huge hit for the number 30 Pakistan Zinabad 296. That's going to allow Skylar Lovering free reign for pole position.
Yeah, that's a second row confirmed for Ali Raza. Went airborne and became a Beyblade, basically. Did a 180 there. In the middle of my donut review. I cannot believe that.
Oh my goodness, you're right. But yes, as you were saying though, Dan, I don't think either of us have had Tim Hortons.
I have.
You have?
I
haven't.
Because I did an exchange to Winnipeg and I had an opportunity to basically eat Tim Hortons on a daily basis. That was my diet. And I recommended it a lot. I don't know, it was very cheap at the time. I don't know these days. And yeah, I think the red velvet one was very good. There was one called, I think it was Boston Cream.
Oh yes,
Something
you
along
gotta
those
love
lines?
a Boston cream donut. That's one of the chocolate-topped, cream-filled donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was insanely good. I highly recommend that one. But Dunkin' Donuts, I have never had one. I don't think Winnipeg had any Dunkin' Donuts that I could remember of.
Dunkin' Donuts is good. I think I have to agree here with Live Solus, though. I think Krispy Kreme is the superior one, to be completely honest. I mean, A, it's the one closest to me and the one that I have had the most, but B, I think it is better than Dunkin' Donuts, to be completely honest. So yeah, I'm going to agree with Live Solus. Krispy Kreme, that's where my vote is.
I don't know if the Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts have what Tim Hortons has.
No, I think Tim Hortons... Is there a grocery store, right?
No, Holly reminded me that Tim Hortons has Timbits on the menu. That's basically the middle of the donuts where they cut them to make the nutty ones. They cut them the middle of those donuts and the glaze and whatever, and they make the Timbit boxes. So basically, I think it was like 20. They put in a box of 20, and they sell it like it's a Happy Meal. just with those middle of the donuts, and it's very good. It's great to buy one of those boxes to share with your friends and family, just on the table or whatever. I used to do that, and it was great.
What the heck
cheap
is
as well.
what the heck is a Munchkin Live Solus? And no, you will never go wrong with a glazed donut from Krispy Kreme. It doesn't matter. You could eat it 3 days later and it'll still be good. Tim's is a Canadian national treasure, says Eric. Eric, you live in the U.S.
Oh, he's at the border, very close. I think the closer to the border you are, the more Tim Hortons pop up.
I live I'm like right by the border, dog.
There's none?
We don't got any Tim Hortons over here. No.
Okay, that's a Seattle issue. I'm sorry. That's a skill issue for walking.
I'm right by the border. It's like 3-hour drive to get to the border for me. So it's
What's on the usual fast food / cafeteria stuff for Seattle?
So ones that you would expect to see in Seattle, but not anywhere else. Taco Time. That is my number one. That right there. Now I know most of chat did you mean Taco Bell? No, I did not. I meant Taco Time. And if you don't know what that is, you're missing out.
Yeah, never heard of it.
It's a West Coast thing. I think it might be down in California too. They might have some. I don't know if it's the same, but Dick's absolutely won bigly. 100% great call. Dick's Burgers.
That can be taken out of context.
Dan.
Someone
don't know what you're talking about, Dan. Dick's Burgers. There is nothing odd about that whatsoever. Anyways, as we move on here, why don't we meet our drivers before we head on into the race here tonight? Starting off in P1, it's the number 52 Jean Alesi driver of Skylar Loverink once again for the P1, and Anton Wass this time around in P2, the number 99 CJ Engine Works Canadian driver on the front row. Ollie Raza relinquished to row 2 in P3 there after a Beyblade-esque spin in qualifying. Brian Faluna bringing up row 2 as well in P4 with Wilson Fernandez in 5th, the number 888 Vacuum Racing in the Audi. Bruno Pio in the McLaren Evo 2, the number 14 in P6. Casey Schutte, 7th quickest, the 444. Christian Rousseau in P8, the number 71 Jolly Rancher Racing Canadian driver with Drew Burakovsky company in P9. CJ Engine rounds out our top 10 with Vidika Stitsiev next to him in the pit lane apparently. Jelson Cruz in P12, the number 777 in the Rockefeller Racing 992. Ricardo Sapien in Garage 59, the Mexican driver in P13 for the 263. G. Steven in P14, the number 45 Fuchsia Competition. Professor Cronotis, 15th quickest with Quinn Smith in 16th, the 999. And Eric the Boss Kakasi, the Armenian driver, in P17. Devin Anthony, the Rockefeller Racing McLaren Evo 2 in P18 with Zane Bliskett company in 19th. Stefania Blaskovic, I think a second P20 in a row with Ashley Forrester company in 21st. Jaeger Karu, P22. Stephen Buckley in the Pac Northwest E-Seniors, the Nissan GTR in P23, the number 73 driver. And last but not least, Rally Dutchy, the P24, the 621 Street Animals Lamborghini Evo 2. 30 seconds on the clock before the cars get underway and out for their outlap. We have a long outlap here at Watkins Glen. 3.4 miles, 11 corners, 6 to the left, 5 to the right, with 42 meters of elevation. And this, of course, is the final race here tonight of our GT3s. Penalties being handed out for the previous races, and the cars getting ready to get underway here tonight. We'll take a look here at the calendar momentarily. And I have no idea how that happened, Dan. Literally no idea how that happened. But yes, we're good. As we're back into it here, beginning our outlap. 45 minutes on the clock here. Skylar Loverink on pole position. And oh, Dan, it's messaging a chat. Yeah. For anyone curious what Dan is talking about, somehow I left the Discord, and yeah, we're still here. Okay, Dan, you sent me another message. Oh, pop the street. Yes. Oh, yes. Did someone must have kicked me. Someone must have kicked me from the Discord. I have no idea who.
I've already lost connection. I was kind of panicking here, but I saw the feed live still on Twitch, so
yeah,
I was relieved.
I didn't click anything, I can assure you there, so something happened. And Vadik is not in the pit lane, he's seen the bug. Oh, interesting, so that's a bug, huh? So Vadik and Sitsiev in the pit lane. Vadik, are you lying to me here? So I don't see you out on track, brother.
That's,
Do you see him, Dan? I know you're in the session as well.
Yeah, I see him in the pit lane.
Yeah, I also am checking pit wall, which is not connected. We'll get that connected again. Be done. And it also shows Vadik in the pits for that.
Vadik, if you're, of course you're listening, but I would say get that checked. Because
I mean, I don't know what
for battling for positions, that's gonna be sketchy.
Yeah, is he even there for other drivers? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out. That's for sure. I think it's a server issue. Yeah, that's weird, man. We've had some weird server issues lately. Not sure what causes that, as I am not the man to figure that out. I am not tech savvy in the slightest. Tight bolts plus 5 horsepower from John Hawley. That's a bit of an overstatement. I think you're getting maybe 3 out of that from tightening the bolts, but hey.
Yeah, Vadik, I would say the safest bet is save your setup and reconnect.
Yeah, but the issue is that's going to put him in the back. But I mean, he already is, according to the timesheets, so. But he isn't, though.
I just don't want it to be a hazard.
Yeah, I mean, I see
like,
what you're saying.
The problem is not that the other drivers, it's just him that the other drivers are not seeing. So if he's going to like go for the inside or something like that, the drivers won't know that he's there. And on their screen, there won't be a collision, but on Vadik's screen, there may be some issues there.
Yeah, I have no idea how that's going to work out. I hope everything's all right there. Looking back at it, Vadik still in the pit lane here, so we will find out soon enough what is going to unfold here tonight. As they come around the final corner now, Skylar Leverink on pole position, Anton Wass in P2. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me is Daniel Verçosa. This is the final race here of tonight. Penultimate race of the championship. As we get ready now to come across the line and go green, green, green now, and the flag's being waved, heading now down to the first chicane, or first corner, excuse me. It's a smashing start for Anton. He's going around the outside now of the 90. Can he get it done? Late onto the brakes, though? No. Skylar Leverink retains the position and goes away handedly. Ollie Raza making a look now onto Anton into the S's. That's Brian Faluna behind, trying to make his way as well. Side by side, is there going to be contact? This is tight racing. The inside will be had here for Ollie Raza in the favorable line. Brian Faluna follows him through. CJ Engine not able to respond, or excuse me, Anton Wass in the CJ Engine Works not able to respond. That's also Bruno Pio slipping his way through 3 positions in 1 corner there for Anton. And oh, big moment there through the corner as well. Anton seemingly going backwards on this first lap, Dan.
Yeah, just a slight push from Skylar onto the outside for, oh, what happened here? For Anton Wass, and he just missed his whole line. Let's check it. Oh,
Devin Anthony missing his braking marker and then getting collected. I don't want to say you reap what you sow, but that may have been the perfect definition of you reap what you sow.
Yeah, that was a little double tap to make sure. Was that Eric?
Yes, that was Eric. Getting tapped in the back there.
Subopt, to say the least. Sorry, but back to Skylar and Anton Wass. Just one drive out of the racing line and Anton Watts just lost a lot of that top speed. And Brand Luna and Bruno Pio just capitalized on that little fight on turn 1. Just completely overtook it with ease.
Also, I missed this somehow, but Fortum and Empire TM, thank you guys for the follow. If you guys are still here, appreciate you. I apologize for missing that earlier. But yeah, Anton Moss backwards on the first lap. He's down 4 positions. No, 3 positions, excuse me, started in P2. Wilson Fernandez behind him in the 888, down a position from where he started as well. He's going to want to make up that P5 pretty early on here and try to make up into the podiums, as I know he can do. Inside line being had there for Anton. Late on the brakes for Anton. Is that too late? Yes, it is. He's going to clutch that inside curve. The back end steps out. And that is the wall being had there for Anton. And from P2, from Riches all the way down to Rags here, Anton Wass has to wait for more of a pack to go by. Rejoins safely. But Dan, that is going to be a massive recovery drive ahead here for the number 99.
Yeah, I would say that is his race. I think it was his highest ever qualifying in this season, and yeah, that's a shame. That's his race, at least for that top 5, top 10 there. He's gonna have to repair that all the damage, suffering a lot from the understeer on that Mercedes, and yeah. Gotta repair that, because you cannot drive like with that sort of damage at all. Being there a lot.
You can see the bonnet's fairly shaky, but the wheel is intact here, and that's really the most important thing. If you have a straight steering wheel, you can sometimes make by with the damage if you are a talented enough driver to hold on. But the thing is he's going to be losing at least a second a lap. And now, of course, last time around, Skylar Lovrink, 143, and that's, pit lane entry there for Anton. No surprise. That's going to be his one mandatory stop, done and dusted. That's going to be the only positive to get out of that, really.
Exactly. I was about to say that Professor Hornodes already came into the pits. I don't know what happened to him. Didn't see anything, any collisions at the start.
And Vadik got hit 3 times. Yeah, Vadik, I don't think anyone saw you. I think, unfortunately...
Was it Professor Hornodes, Vadik? Yeah, I think it was that issue.
Hornodes probably got hit by nothing then. That probably was a surprise for him. Wilson Fernandez, back on the charge, gains that position over his old teammate. Now these guys, of course, both I think Vacuum Racing drivers and both Pigeon Racing drivers as well. So the Brazilians, tight-knit community down there, and you love to see it, though no team orders being had here tonight.
There are different teams. I don't know if they have any sort of relations, alliances, that sort of thing. But yeah, still fighting on that top 5.
And yeah, Vadik, unfortunately, we never saw you leave the pit lane. I did see a yellow flag for you on lap 1, which was really weird, and I was trying to think if that, and I tried, yeah. You never left the pit lane, I think, for everyone in the server, which is crazy. I don't know how that's even possible. Just ACC things, folks. Well, maybe not. That's not just... I think I've seen that in other games as well. I think that's actually an F1 thing in particular. I know F1 2023 and 2022 had that issue quite a bit, now that I think about it. So it's just one of those ones that, you know, netcode, internet, lag, something that can't happen in real-life racing, but here in the sim we see it, and you never want to, but kind of is what it is. And I know Vadik, out of all the people that happen to, Vadik, I think... I don't want to say is the best one too, but mainly because I know he can take it on the chin and accept it for what it is and move on. I mean, you know, it sucks. You want to finish the race, but Vadik, I think, like I say, he understands.
It's better to at least know that is happening than not know at all, because Vadik had a, let's say, advantage of being tuned into the stream and knowing about this. So at least he knows the reason that happened to him. Imagine if he hadn't turned into the stream at all. you would have been wondering why he was being collected left and right on the first lap.
Why has he started in the pit lane and not left it?
Got some crews having a power outage. We got Watkins Glen is claiming a lot of drivers tonight.
It's not claiming the drivers. It's not claiming the cars. It's claiming the equipment.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like Watkins Glen is besting everybody's equipment here tonight. Like, what is going on?
Classic New York, am I right?
Classic New York, yeah. I don't know. This has been a very odd race to commentate, and we're only 7 minutes in as well, so who knows what is to come in the near future.
Casey Schutte in his favorite position, P6. Also P6 in the standings as of right now, live standings. He needs to have position from Wilson Fernandez, doesn't he?
Well, Wilson is currently leading that championship over Casey Schutte. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. And Wilson able to capitalize. We're not seeing the results from Quinn. I meant to say Quinn is the one that's going to be in the championship fight. Casey currently in a battle with Vadik, actually. So it's interesting to see how that'll come after this race and into the final one when it comes to the point scoring. But Quinn Smith has not been answering enough here recently to Wilson Fernandez. Quinn currently in P10 compared to Wilson's P4. It's seeming, Dan, like Wilson is going to be walking away with P2 here in the championship.
Yes, and Bathurst will be quite the event for a season finale here.
What a track.
Anything can happen at the mountain.
Exactly. What a track to have for a finale. You know, it's such an undecided race. 90 minutes on the clock at Bathurst. Anything can happen in racing, and anything can happen at Bathurst. Anything from a tree falling down on the track to a kangaroo getting hit by a car. Okay, that was a bit dark. But also echidnas coming out on track. Wallabies coming out on track. What else? What are some other strange animals that we've seen at Bathurst over the course of the years?
Honestly, not all of them have been discovered. I wouldn't be surprised. Australia is just a pocket full of surprises.
I think there was a groundhog problem at one point in time. It's who knows what you're going to run into at Bathurst, quite literally. I said, wasn't it Shane Van Gisbergen that took out a kangaroo at one point in time? I know it was a big name. It might not have been Shane, but I know there was a kangaroo that got taken out by a relatively big name a couple years ago.
I saw recently that they had a yellow flag on the mountain straight because of a kangaroo had come in.
And then, of course,
on the V8 Supercars.
Of course, there's also that famous Bathurst clip of the most intense race at under 20 miles an hour when it was pouring down rain at the mountain and the drivers were trying to go side by side at the top and they were going at about 25 miles an hour. One of the slowest races in history, but drivers were going off left and right.
For me, the most iconic clip I have ever seen in Bathurst was, I think it was 2014. It was a mixed class, and there was a huge GT3 fight up at the front, right down the mountain. And one of the back markers that was holding up the train was a Fiat Cinquecento, and I don't know what class that was. I don't know what class could have a Fiat Cinquecento, but yeah, it was. I just saw the yellow little ball on the feet and was like, how is that on track? I don't know.
That's what I love about racing. You can race anything, and that's not quite the Fiat that we're seeing out on track today and leading this race. Of course, the 296 Ferrari. I know. Fiat, Ferrari, whatever you want to call it, same difference. This is, though, a heating up battle for P6. Now, Casey is not going to give this position up easily. He wants to fight for this one tooth and nail to the very end, even if it means not overtaking P5.
Yeah, this fight may be holding back them a lot as you see Bruno Pio distancing a bit. But I don't know if Christian Rousseau is having a lot of pressure on his back, because Casey Shooter is making the gap even wider.
Casey, like I said, I think he's all right. I'm only just talking bollocks at this point, to be completely honest. He's in P6, everybody. Round of applause for Casey Schutte. Like, come on, guys. That's what I'm trying to get at here. It's been a while. Been a while since Casey finished in P6. He needs one here tonight.
Do it for Divine.
Still can't believe that Jelson had a power outage. That's just crazy. I cannot believe how many drivers have fallen victim to literally no fault of their own, or anyone else for that matter. Mechanical, technical, your rig splitting in half. I'm not sure. I mean, that's kind of a technical failure, I guess, but it's also just hilarious.
Yeah, Casey Shooter is catching up to Bruno Pio. You see that gap longer and longer from Christian Rousseau? We're seeing Casey step up. We'll see if he'll catch Bruno Pio in just around 2 laps time if he keeps that pace up.
Yeah, hopefully. Unfortunately, we actually have a much bigger spread in this race early on than we had in the previous. We're already seeing some gaps being formed, especially up at the front. Ollie Raza, 3.5 seconds to Skyler. Brian Faluna, 5.5 seconds to Ollie. Wilson, 3 seconds to Brian. And Bruno, 3 seconds to Wilson. So this is sort of it, actually, in terms of fights for right now, of course. Now come the pit stop phase is about actually 7 of our drivers have made a pit stop already. So a bit out of sequence. I think that is causing the separation here that we're seeing in the field.
Yeah, Vadik with a sprained wrist? Question mark. Yeah, that's probably consequence of not being shown to other drivers. That hit was harder than you would expect.
And unfortunately, we can't even go back and watch it, as our entire view of Vadik's race is just from a pit lane. Very odd bug to have. I know Vadik said that he's seen it before, but I haven't seen it. That's actually the first time I've ever seen that bug in ACC. Like I say, I know it's a common one in F1, but I've never seen it in ACC before. Vadik, hopefully you're all right, buddy. I'm sure you'll do okay. You're young. You're all right. If your wrist isn't sprained, you're fine. But get some ice on it. Ice now, heat later. Best solution. Happened to Drew earlier today in box 3. I wonder if it's the ACC servers today then. Something's going on. Because we've seen some disconnects. We've seen some weird stuff today. Just some weird stuff. I mean, I don't think we can blame CJ's rig snapping in half on the server. I think that was more of a CJ problem than anyone else, but it was still entertaining. But the gaps have closed back up. Half a second all around here for P6 all the way down to P10. CJ actually just got overtaken by Quinn Smith. It was very easy overtake, it looked. Must have been a bit of an error there for CJ, putting him out of shape. Oh, the Ferrari. Oh, no. CJ with a severe misjudgment. Was that Stefania?
Yeah, probably Stefania wanted to let by, but she had the apex.
I mean, she had the right line there. CJ had every knowledge and vision in the world that she was going to stay there. Yeah. I mean, I think that was a very predictable line there from Stefania, but luckily no harm, no foul.
Casey couldn't be any closer to Bruno Pio, but not the best place for an overtake, or best line actually. Couldn't manage it. We'll probably need one more lap for that. Ooh, Christian Verçosa and Drew nearly side by side. They're basically on each other's throats. They just cannot lose a breaking point at all.
Now, and Drew working his way through this field. He's up a position from where he started, but that's not quite the gains that he had last time around. He, I think, had 8 positions by the end of last race. Now, if he managed that, he would be in P1 in this one. So let's hope he can keep that up. But it's a bit of a stretch at this point. Yeah, Vadik, please do. Oh, you did. Awesome. Thank you. Let me see.
Does he have another number? When that happens, the whole entry list is just screwed.
I mean, everything looks normal from his end.
Is he still racing?
No.
Oh, he left.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's such an odd bug, Vadik. I have never seen that one before. That is completely new to me.
So we see a whole train of cars, Casey Schutte, CJ Engine, Ricardo Sapien in the pits.
Oh, it just put him in any car. It didn't put him in his car, did it? That's what happened. Did you join as a spectator? What?
What?
It looks like he almost... That's so... I'm trying to find out what the screenshot he sent me was. But anyways. Very unfortunate as it stands. We have... Is it... Maya Conmert? Micah Mert? Thank you. Thank you very much for the follow. Much apologies on the butchering of your name, as I have severely messed that one up. So a little update that we haven't touched on through this race as well. We're currently looking at Drew Burakovsky. He's a 5-second penalty to be served. And as well as Brian Faluna. Now, Brian Faluna has a 10-second penalty. That's going to affect... In fact, that'll put Wilson Fernandez onto the podium currently. And also put him all the way down into P9 or P8. Wow, big scrap here, though, from these drivers. As that was a Toro Rosso getting in the way. I think that's Ashley Forrester. Getting negotiated by there. Quinn Smith able to get through without too much of an issue. Still trying to make a move onto Drew. Now, Drew is going to try to stay out as long as he can and hold that track position, I predict. The earlier he comes in, the earlier he will serve that 5-second penalty. Oh, my goodness, Drew Burakovsky, massive contact to the barrier. And is that going to be a speeding in the pits for Quinn Smith as well? Quinn was forced into the pit lane there. He saw what was happening. Excellent response there from Quinn. Let's get a better view from this one again here. So this is Drew coming around the final corner. Gets onto the outside curb, hits the wall, and massive hit into the barrier. Now that is going to need a trip to the medical stewards. You can see him pulling over immediately and actually backing into the pit lane. Now that I don't think you would get away with on a real-life racetrack. Here in Sim, lucky, honestly, he got away with it. Oh my goodness, is another victim. What has happened here to the Honda NSX of Jägerkaru? Bottoming out, I'm assuming, into the... Oh, actually, not quite. Well, just too much speed, actually. Not really bottoming out, just kind of overcooking it through the inner loop. And G. Steven, number 45, a full on-board lap. We can do that.
Well, he's yet to cross the finish line, so I was about to say, Mike, Drew Burakovsky, he fell victim of Kuno's lack of simulation. Because where he crashed was a place with the water barrels. I don't know how they're exactly called. He wasn't supposed to take as much damage as he did, Mike. Because that basically ruined his car on a place that was supposed to absorb the damage.
Yes, you're not wrong, Dan. Oh, why don't we get on board here? This is G. Stevens starting lap 11. Coming now into the 90, a little bit deep there. You want to clip that apex, use all the track, and maximize your minimum speed, as I like to say. Now coming up into the S's, it's going to be a flat-out sector all the way till the inner loop. Once you reach that 200 board, you're going to be looking for your braking marker. It's a very misleading one to hit, especially in the night. Now, of course, we're in the day here tonight, but these drivers having to qualify in the night. The boards are hard to spot. You can see starting with the 600 all the way down. That's the 300 there. So actually a bit more on the cards for Stevens. I think the braking marker must be in between the 3 and the 2.
Depends a lot on the car.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. As we go in to the left-hander, heading into the shoe sector, One Bigly, literally unplayable. This game, unrealistic. I cannot believe the lack there of water barrier simulations. I don't even know what you would call them.
He has a proper name, I just don't know. I don't even know it in Portuguese, not even in English either.
Now into the heel. A little bit deep again. Bit hesitant. I think that's just more of a safe line from Steven, trying to keep it on the track for the next 20 minutes. Really make it to the end is the goal there. You can see it leaving a bit on the table through every corner. But once again, I think that's due to just consistency. Keep it consistent rather than quick. And as we come through the penultimate corner, now the final. Down in the third gear, back on the throttle, nice and early, carrying the speed there onto the start-finish straight as we come to the line here. Last time around a 247.3, this time a 146.3. Obviously, it was due to the fact that we came out of the pits in the previous lap. It was such a poor out lap. Uh-oh, Ashley, what has happened? I know we saw the I didn't see what happened. I saw there was a crash, though. I saw there was 2 crashes.
I think I saw him having problems as a back marker. Because a lot of cars came up and he didn't know the line that he was supposed to take. Oh, he's
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, that's the worst, dude. You never like to see that when they come into chat. I give up. I spun. Oh, no. Yeah. Forzy, Ashley. Brother, we've all had days like that. It's all good. You win some, and you put something in the barrier sometimes, you know? It's near the inner loop. That's an easy place to do it. So don't feel too bad. It is what it is. Just definitely head down to the next one and get it to the end. Still, honestly, come back out on track. Why not? Well, maybe not. If you're frustrated, yeah, maybe just stay back. But still. And also, Vidiq with another update on Jace, or rather a lack there of an update on Jace. So, Jace, if you're out in chat, or if you're listening to the stream, which hopefully you are, maybe, I'd love to hear from you, just to make sure you're all right. Now, obviously, real life comes first, and hopefully everything's all good there in real life for Jace. The 444 back on to Bruno Pio. There was a bit of a separation for a while. Now that the pit stop phase, though, has gone through, we see every driver taking tires. And Casey, hot on the charge. Vidiq, I don't think you're the only one saying that, man. I think that's like everyone, pretty much. It's been a tough one. I mean, on the bright side, your rig didn't split in half. That's so at least something you can say.
Yeah. There's always Murphy's Law. Could have been gone worse. And if there was a chance to go wrong, it did go wrong.
Hey, thank you, John Hawley. I appreciate you. Doing what we can here. The action a little bit thinner than I would have liked, that's for sure. But hey, still racing here at the end, and that is what we're all here to see. Also, Vidiq, I don't know how to respond to that. Casey Shooty, though, hot. No, stop saying that. In the slipstream, to the outside. Is he going to go land him up on the brakes? I highly doubt it. Yeah, definitely not. That would have been send and a half if he could have made that happen. Definitely just, I always say, you see people go for overtakes on that corner. You rarely see them get done. Maybe 1 in 15 overtakes happen there. Pretty low odds. But when you do see the when it works though, when it works, that's the hero moment that we're all looking for. I hit the replay button on accident. Whoops. Apologies. We're about to replay literally nothing. Apparently, the space bar is the replay button, everybody. I didn't know that. Oh, the space bar probably is just hit the last thing that I hit. So, anyways. Holy smokes! Vadik with a Prime sub. Thank you so much. 3 months in a row.
Hello.
Thank you so much for giving us your Bezos bucks. Of course, their Prime sub. For anyone that doesn't know, if you have Twitch Prime, you get 1 free Prime sub if you link your Twitch every single month. And that is, of course, completely free to you, and you give 1 free sub to a streamer of your choice. Appreciate you, Vadik. Thank you for using that here. And of course, that prevents that money from going right into Jeff Bezos' pocket. Nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants the money to go straight into Jeff Bezos' pocket. You want to use it on your favorite streamer out there. And thank you, Vadik, for choosing it here. Of course, you don't need to use it here. Just we appreciate it if you do.
And might I give a little shout out that a Prime sub also gets you a server supporter status in TRACKILICIOUS.
Very true. Very true. Good point. In fact, what does server supporter status get you? Well, it will get you voting on the next tracks that are upcoming. So, Vadik, definitely check the server supporters channel. I know you've already been a sub, so you probably are in there. But you can check that out, and you're a Patreon, and find the next tracks and have a nice little vote for the upcoming race, or the upcoming season.
Also, is the GT4 Open Series just for patrons or server supporters in general?
This current iteration of the Patreon Open, or of the GT4 Open Series, is Patreon not only. There are other ways you can donate in other ways to get in, but the Patreon is the primary way to get into this current league that we are running.
Okay.
Vadik, actually not on Patreon. I think I have your name on the Patreon sheet. Why don't we take a look here? Well, we have a hot battle on our hands. That's why. We'll take a look later. But I think I still have your name on there.
That's your call to become one.
That is your call
to
become
become one. You see how your
one.
name shines so bright when it comes to the Patreon list? You should donate.
You can find a link to our Patreon in the chat as well as down in the description. Thank you all for anyone that does contribute in the future, and you'll have your name up on our Patreon supporter list sheet. And thank you very much. Also, other benefits as well. Those are all information all on Patreon. And thank you very much once again. Okay, so we have Jackson Chai TV. Jackson Chai TV. Thank you very much.
Anarchy.
What? Jackson Anarchy. Oh.
Anarchy.
Yeah, you can read better than I can. Jackson, and you're reading a smaller screen than me. Jax Anarchy with a follow. Thank you very much, as well as up on top, 8181. Thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate everyone for being here. Hope you all have a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me is Daniel Verçosa along for this ride. This is the 3rd race of tonight, 4th if you really want to get technical, that we are watching. So plenty of racing that has unfolded, and it has been nothing but a show that we've had so far, Dan.
Yeah, the fights now have been very grouped, let's call it that. We have groups separated here and there on the track, but the battles have been fierce. Casey Schutte, Bruno Pio, and Quinn Smith. Oh, speaking of Casey Schutte losing the rear a bit, each apex is counting towards catching that P5 position. And it's really going to be down to the end. 14 minutes left. We'll see what happens to the end.
And thank you as well, Curious Orb, for the follow. Much appreciated to you as well. Quinn Smith, currently chasing down Casey Schutte. Now, he's trying to make up as many positions as he can, of course, because he is in P2 in the championship prior to heading into this round. Was ahead 1 point of Wilson Fernandez. Now, Wilson severely outscored him in the first race tonight. and is quite far behind now in terms of points. Quinn Smith trying to make up what he can.
We have V10 versus V10. Pretty close, just the 10th. And we'll see K Shooty trying to defend, but Quinn Smith already side by side. Aim to the bus stop. He's having to squeeze K Shooty out of the way and takes the position for now. What a bold move from Quinn Smith.
I don't think you could have fit a credit card between those two drivers. There was no contact to be had, but a sheet of paper was all you could have got between those two.
Yeah, it was squeezed, but very clean. Clean racing from both of them.
Quinn getting that back marker. That's the Mad Fox Racing. Is that Zane Bliskett? No, that's not Zane Bliskett. It's Rally Dutchy. That was a very terrified moment there from Rally Dutchy, where you could tell the immediate moment they were like, I want nothing to do with this battle. And, well, to be fair, they did exactly that.
You can also see the chat getting a little bit freaky. Oh boy. It's always good to see.
You know, a derailment every now and then, there's nothing wrong with.
makes stuff a little bit more entertaining, per se.
Definitely was my fault as well. I should probably change my vocabulary around just slightly. But actually, Vadik there, with the precise measurement, you could have fit 2.3 credit cards. Now, are those American or European credit cards?
European credit cards thicker?
I don't know. I was just coming up with that. I literally just came up with that on the spot. I have no idea if there's any truth to that.
I would have had some knowledge to share here, Mike. Because you know, I did share my piece of knowledge, the flying manhole. I know you got to Google that up later.
Operation. Hold on.
Plumb Bob.
Plumb Bob. Operation Plumb Bob. I wasn't remembering that. I don't even think I have any fun facts for us tonight either. That's the thing.
You can see Anton Wass on his recovery drive from the huge incident from lap 2. Was it lap 2? That he had. And I think he already climbed, 3 positions since the incident?
Who are we talking about here?
Pretty good pace. Anton Wass.
Anton, he is, since the incident, yeah, I think he's up 2 positions. He's down 12, though, overall, which is just not quite where he wanted to be, starting in P2. Uh-oh! What has happened to the Mexican driver here of Ricardo Sapien? Dan, you want to take this one?
He does come into the chute here in the McLaren. Takes it a bit slower. Oh, little bit too much crash on the outside, and yeah, that's a body work done on that McLaren.
I like how he just immediately rejoins and pretends like nothing happened. He's like, yeah, It was the barrier. It's all good. I meant to do it. That was the line. It's the gamer line. The Ross Chastain line, maybe even. I wonder if you could do that here.
Heard his curses on past team races, and he's definitely not quiet in real life. Oh, we see Quinn Smith up into Bruno Pio, overtaking. Not quite. Just not enough. Just short. Bruno Pio still keeps the position. Quinn Smith taking a bit of a different line there, losing the position to Casey Shooty.
The rear end becoming fully detached from the racetrack for a moment there from Quinn Smith. That's never quite what you want for optimal power deliverance. Typically, you want your rear wheels on the track when you hit the throttle.
For maximum traction. And Casey Shooty rightfully retaken his P6.
Can he hold it? Quinn wants that position. Quinn needs to make up that position, in fact, if he wants any chance in the next race of beating Wilson Fernandez in the championship. It's very tight. It's very tight so far. I think it'll still be on the cards.
Vadik, no need to be horny in chat, okay? That's we're trying to have a race here.
I don't. I don't even know. Oh, Vadik. Character. What has happened to Devin? Oh, that's big damage on the front of that McLaren. Oh. What? The car like opened its mouth. It hit the side and its mouth opened. How does that work?
Structure just gave up.
The entire frame just collapsed. Yeah, that seems likely. That was a very odd hit. That's
typical of a McLaren. As soon as it leaves the dealership, I'm sorry, McLaren, but your reliability is off the charts in a bad way.
Brian Faluna has made a mistake here, side by side with Casey Schutte as they resume. Casey on the inside. I think he's going to have this position done and dusted, but what had happened to Brian Faluna to lead up to that? Looks like Quinn Smith is also going to follow his way through. Oh, big moment on exit, though. Keeps it under control. That could have been devastating. We're going to go back 30 seconds here and see if we can catch it. Looks like we can. Bottom out in the inner loop. Comes back out on track. Rejoins straight, but you can see there's a big dip in that grass that unsettled the car. No barrier being collected, though, for Brian Faluna.
Not a single bit of damage was taken, so he kept hold of it, but classic bust up with classic Porsche behavior.
Is Vadik unhinged yet, or is there more to come? I certainly hope he's unhinged already, and there isn't more to come. Forzy watching while playing some Euro Truck Sim. Forzy, where are you driving to? Where are you driving from, and where are you driving to?
Actually, first, we're taking the logistics department right now.
You're right, excuse me. They're driving, obviously, Forzy is currently driving from Watkins Glen all the way down to Bathurst in New South Wales, Australia. Obviously, that's what's happening here. Quinn Smith is side by side, though, with Casey Schutte as they resume. Casey Schutte getting bumped back to his P6. Makes up a position on Brian Faluna, immediately loses it to Quinn. Keeping it nice and tidy there for Casey in 6th position.
Yeah, Quinn, well, is that considered a curse?
Yes, a little bit, but not quite.
Okay.
He hasn't binned it yet, so.
Casey Schutte back into P5.
Driven through the Atlantic one time? Yeah, that's what Forzy's currently doing. From Aberdeen to Turkey. That is an incredibly long drive. Quinn Smith with a look onto Casey. Not going to happen.
Gonna need quite some time there, Ashley.
You say that, but there isn't much time to be had left. 5 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in this race. We're down to the wire here, Dan.
I was mentioning that to Ashley. That's a long haul, but yeah, 5 minutes left. What? 3 laps? Where's the leader? Where's Skyler? Yeah, that's 3 laps ish to be done. Casey's shooting, having to keep the position, squeeze out every last bit of drop of pace to keep that sweet P5 and be redeemed out of his curse that is being in P6.
Devin also joining us in chat, unfortunately, after his car had dropped its jaw after hitting the wall. That was quite the hit there, Devin. And Forzy, it helps you calm after the race. I love Truck Simulator, both American and Euro Truck. I think that they're great games. In fact, I think we rated, I know we rated just the other day Silent Scotty, who has one of the best Euro Truck, or American Truck just Truck Simulator setups. If you guys haven't seen Silent Scotty, in fact, we're probably even going to raid him tonight. So stay tuned for that later on if you do want to see some awesome Truck Simulator. Incredible guy with an amazing setup. So, like I say, stay tuned for that. That's later to come.
Is that one of those setups that has, like, basically the entire truck interior?
Yes.
In his
bedroom, and
whatever.
his Twitch camera is set up in a way that you watch from his set. Like basically, you're watching from like the in-cab view So from his
Oh.
actual room, it's incredible. Got his, like I say, Silent Scotty, awesome streamer, awesome guy. Used to race with us at TRACKILICIOUS. I think he's kind of moved off of ACC for a little bit, but highly recommend that Silent Scotty. Incredible streamer.
I've seen Simracing streamers that put a GoPro on their head, so it's like you're watching them with an actual real life onboard. It's insane, like with ultra wide monitors that basically make it seamless. That your field of view, you basically see everything out of their windows. It's insane. It's insane how much of dedication and money, of course, you can put to make things as realistic as possible. It doesn't need to be sim racing. It can be truck simulators or even flight simulators, both commercial and military.
Absolutely. And that is also another point, Dan, that I think we should touch on just momentarily, is that in sim, you know, we have all these extremely expensive $10,000 setups. We also have people like Jace Wright, for example, who's on a controller. Now, he won't be on a controller for long, granted, but he has been for a very long time, and he's one of the top-tier drivers out there, at least especially in the TRACKILICIOUS leagues. It's not about the amount of money that you spend, it's about the amount of practice that you put into your equipment and what you get out of it. I was just commentating yesterday. I was commentating the grand finals over on SimGrid. Big shout-out to all the communities involved there. And one of the I think it was P2, one of the Italian job drivers, actually has a Logitech G25 that they drive with, and they're a semi-pro SRO driver. So driving with a wheel that's about 6 years old. Quinn Smith.
I have a teammate who has a G27. Oh, he used to have. Now he's got a little Trustmaster upgrade. But yeah, I started like myself as a controller driver. So if anyone that's watching doesn't have a wheel and pedals set, just don't let that stop you. If you have a controller, it doesn't need to be an official Xbox, PlayStation controller. Just any kind of little joystick you have at home, you can use it. Get yourself started and get practice, get that skill going, and it's great. It's a great sport, let's say.
100%. It is a sport. It is absolutely a sport at this point. It's an esport. And while you're at it, get into the TRACKILICIOUS Rookie League as well. It's the perfect place for you. As we get back to the action, though, side by side up the S is Quinn Smith. I think has the run here. This should be finally it for Quinn, but is Casey going to stick it to him on the outside? This is going to be the penultimate lap for these drivers. So Casey relinquished down to 6th position. Can he make it back up by the end? He's slipping away there. That was a terrible run through the... Actually, it was a terrible run for Quinn. My apologies. As they come through, also Forzy using Xbox Series S controller for ACC and PS5 for racing. That's an really interesting that you would switch between the two. That's fascinating.
Yeah, why?
I mean, probably just feel, I would imagine. I know the DualShock 5 is... I love the DualShock 5 controller. I think it is an incredible controller. But yeah, the Xbox One Series X is the one that I'm most familiar with.
I would say maybe the Xbox Series S would be suited better for ACC because of endurance races. Like, iRacing endurance races are not as common-ish.
That could be, yeah. I'd be very interested to hear the reasoning behind that, Forzy.
Mm-hmm. Race endurance teams that are a bit harder to assemble.
Final lap has started. The white flag has waved. 45 minutes here of... Uh-oh. Why is Skylar lagging?
Oh my god.
I know Skylar's had a disconnect in the past. I really hope it doesn't happen here on the final lap. I think he should manage to make it for the next half lap. Needs to keep it together. Different sensitivities. Interesting. Minecraft sim racing. Vadik, you have no idea how... I actually, back when I played Minecraft, built a racetrack. It was inspired... It wasn't inspired off any track. I just made it myself. But it was a boat racetrack with ice and stuff. It was huge. It was awesome.
Actually, speaking of that, I have seen Roblox endurance races.
That's so cool.
There was an actual build, player build, or user build, Daytona racetrack.
That's awesome. As we have it, though, Skylar Loverink here. Give credit where credit's due. The race winner both times around here tonight and pole sitter. and fastest lap. It's been a grand slam for Skylar Lovrink, and he needs this. It's been a while since we've seen Skylar up at the top, and with such a dominant drive as well, as he slightly twitches across the line. This checkered flag clearly could not come sooner. Skylar Lovrink comes home for P1 in the penultimate race here tonight of the GT3 Championship. Ali Raza yet to come across the penultimate corner yet. Now just finally to the final corner. 25 seconds behind Skylar Lovrink. It's been a dominant drive. Ali Raza just not able to respond here today at Watkins Glen. It's a P2 nonetheless, and a great result for the championship. And Wilson Fernandez comes home in third. And Bruno Pio next up in fourth, or is he? As they come around the final corner, I think Bruno does have it. Big twitch for Quinn, and that hit of the wall as well for Brian, I think that was. Or that was for, no, that was for the back marker. That was a back marker, excuse me, that did that.
Oh, was it Drew? Oh yeah, it was Drew. What is up, Vadik? I'm scared.
What a race here tonight, though. Skylar Lovrink taking the win, Ali Raza in P2, and Wilson Fernandez in third. We'll hope we can get some interviews from these drivers soon enough. I can grab Ali Raza, at the very least. Waiting, though, on Skylar Lovrink, as well as our Brazilian of Wilson Fernandez. We'll get some replays up in the background and head on over to the booth in the meantime. Welcome back to the booth, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed tonight's race. I enjoyed having you all here. Thank you all so much for chatting along with us tonight, hitting that follow button and that subscribe button, and showing your love over on Patreon. You guys are amazing. We are going to get some replays up in the background while we wait, though, for our drivers to head on over to the green room. I also wish the Corvette was on this game, and the Lotus. Lotus doesn't have a GT car, do they?
Yeah.
They do?
GT4. It's you.
Has it ever finished a race? I shouldn't say that.
I wouldn't know. Oh, we do have a complete roster of podium finishers here at the green room.
Lovely. Who would you like to start with, Dan? You got it. You got all the permissions you need. Fair enough. All right,
I already
sounds
have
good.
this experience. Let's start with Wilson Fernandez, P3. I'm gonna take this off on Portuguese.
Absolutely, go right ahead.
Wilson, rapaz, essa última corrida, claro, foi uma demasiadamente quieta, vamos dizer assim, né? Você foi bem consistente e foi uma diferença de 3 segundos da Ali Raza ali. E eu vi que ali na frente, no começo da corrida, aconteceram alguns acidentes, você só foi aproveitando. Parabéns aí pelo seu terceiro lugar. E aí, como foi a corrida para você?
Boa noite. Ali, então, no começo eu fiquei encaixotado com essa Ferrari larga mal, né? Atrás do Rasa. Então eu não tive muito o que fazer. O pessoal acabou passando, eu tive paciência e fui retomando as posições. O Bruno também ficou atrás de um retardatário, eu passei. Depois o Walsh, acho que ele escolheu uma linha defensiva e ficou muito ruim para ele ali, né? Porque depois ele ficou sem tomada para a próxima curva e se perdeu, né? Ele tinha que ter diminuído mais. Eu só esperei ele terminar de rodar para poder passar. Aí depois tinha depois tinha o Falona com 10 segundos, eu só tinha que manter a distância, né? O Skylar não tem como alcançar. Tem jeito. E o Haas, acho que no fim ele errou, né? Ele acabou errando, ele estava 7 segundos, baixou para 3. Eu tirei mais um pouquinho, mas já não tinha mais condição de alcançar. Não sei se ele teve algum dano. Mas para mim, assim, as duas foram meio que manter a posição ali. Eu não alcançava os da frente, eu só me preocupava em abrir os de trás para ter tranquilidade. Foi isso aí só.
Ótimo, parabéns então. Yeah, we're just talking about his consistency and was just mentioning about the start and how there was a different lines taken on T1, turn 1 on the second race, and how Anton Walsh had that incident. He was capitalizing here and there. And he spoke a little bit about Ali Raza. We're just coming to you here, Ali. Congratulations on your P2. and it was uncommon to see you start on the second row on the first race. But on the second race, you did get your pace up, full front row lockdown. How was this race? We saw there was a 24, 25 second gap there, but it seemed like you made a little mistake. What? Who left? Okay, was it Wilson Fernandez? How was the race? I was mentioning you lost a little bit here on about near the end of the race, and you lost like 4 seconds on the gap. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a clean race for me. I think I had a couple incidents with back markers, just a little bit unpredictable the first time, and I spun out the 360. Hopefully, I didn't hit the wall, so I was fine, but I still lost like maybe 8 seconds. And then after I pitted, I had another incident with the bus stop again, and I hit the wall there, so. Yeah, it wasn't clean for me, but I'm surprised I still kept P2 because at least in the end, Fernandez was like, I don't know, a couple seconds behind, and I had damage, so I was like, now it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, just still kept the P2.
Yeah, just we were doing some live standings calculations, and your finish, you probably only need a P35 finish for Bathurst, and we don't have 35 cars on the grid, so just participate on the next round, and that's it. That's the season victory for you, and so congratulations.
That's great. Hey, get the trophy. I mean,
Another one.
I couldn't really do much against Skyler. He outclassed me, so lap after lap. So yeah, congrats for his win.
Ollie, that's your 5th trophy?
Oh, I think it should be my 6th.
Your 6th trophy. Oh, my apologies. My bad.
We're gonna need new emojis on new role icons for Ollie.
6th time. Yeah, the 6th time. I tell you what, dang, I'll take the last one here with Skyler. Skyler, excellent drive so far. I think this is finally what you've been waiting for. Had a very dominant drive. P1 in the quali in both races, fastest lap in both races, and the race win. A grand slam weekend for you.
Yeah, it couldn't have been much better, but this is definitely a track that I have a good amount of practice on, so I felt pretty confident going into it.
Yeah, your pace just seemed to outmatch Ollie. Even in qualifying, Ollie just couldn't quite answer you with the pace. I know, we've seen you two battle back and forth this entire season, but Ollie just really wasn't in that the window to respond. So definitely your dominance here is showing in terms of the knowledge you have for this track. Must put quite a bit of practice in then for this one, huh?
Actually, I did probably 10 laps of practice before. I drove for SRO here.
Oh, okay. I just don't understand.
So my setup was
aliens.
all good.
These aliens, man.
Yeah, so I didn't. Yeah, I just kind of showed up, and I actually had surgery this past Thursday, so this was kind of the first of the Ferrari I've driven since, really.
Everything go all good with that surgery, I'm assuming? Seems like you still maybe even found a little bit of pace with it.
Yeah, no, it was just a kind of a routine sinus surgery, nothing too crazy, but yeah, maybe able to breathe a little bit better, so that maybe I'll get some more oxygen to find a little pace.
Fair play. Well, thank you very much, Skyler. Congratulations on your absolute dominance here tonight. Race win both times, fastest lap, and the pole position to boot. Massive thank you as well, Ollie Raza for P2, and Quinn Smith, not Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith got overtaken by Wilson Fernandez at the end by the other Audi in P3 at the end. So massive thank you to you guys. You guys are all free to go. Also, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Skyler. Thank you all to chat as well. You guys are amazing. Been amazing this entire race, keeping us entertained. Even the derailments have been nice. Thank you so much. We have a new follow as well from Andre Goncalves. Calvesma?
André Gonçalves.
I'm so sorry. Portuguese is not my first language, obviously, everybody. I am abysmal.
Of Brazilians here.
I can say zebras. I still got that one down. But no, thank you all so much. Thank you, Daniel Verçosa, for joining me tonight. Once again, the Brazilian.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Dan. I'm Mike Nause. Been an absolute pleasure. We're going to be rating, and as I said earlier, we're going to be rating Silent Scotty. Silent Scotty doing some American truck sim. Definitely check him out, especially Forzy. I hope you all have a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you guys are in this fine world. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you back tomorrow for the Monday Rookies here at TRACKILICIOUS. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.